2022, 71% held that view. It dropped a few points to 64% in 2023 and has held there at about that level for the last 3 years. So that's the morality question part of it. So there's different pieces to the poll. I don't want to overwhelm everybody with numbers, but just those are kind of some of the big standouts of this Gallup poll.
Okay, interesting. We'll see where all of it goes. But boy, I would love to know the plan to, if this were ever to, I mean, what would these people think should happen? I guess I'd be very interested to know how we would handle it as a country for all those people that are either just about to get married or are married. How would we handle that? And it's not like we can say, wow, these gay marriages all ended in divorce. That's not true. In fact, although interestingly, the heterosexual marriage divorce rate has actually dropped. The divorce rate has dropped slightly. But at the end of the day, these marriages statistically tend to do very well.
Yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of stats, that one could look at, especially when there's not a lot of, we see these statistics in these surveys when it comes to things like same-sex marriage and stuff like that. I'm still waiting for somebody to do some polls on, straight marriage, so to speak.
Right.
Because there's a lot of statistics I would like to dive into with that, but we don't, that's not something that we usually see. That's just, kind of considered the norm. I'd especially like to see some stats on domestic violence as well as, some, gender roles and how those are done. Those are just not stuff we normally get into or see polls on.
Okay, interesting stuff, Tanya. We do appreciate it. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful, probably hot day in New York City.
It's going to be warm. Yeah,
it's going to be
absolutely.
warm. If it's warm up here, we usually expect it to be even warmer down there. So, all right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Tanya J. Powers. Coming up, speaking of that warmth, we'll talk to Ray Stachik. And, we're looking at 90 tomorrow before it, and kind of a warm weekend before it falls off into the 70s next week, but maybe some rain. If you're going to try to get some baseball in this weekend, Jeff, you may be jumping through the raindrops.
Yeah, well, I guess that's okay. With the turf fields, I guess we're more prone to get the game in than have to cancel if the baselines get muddy. So
turf fields out there. And Manaske has an update beyond the New York Knicks, which is his breaking news here. Beyond the Knicks, here's Jeff Manaske.
I still can't believe it. We have mostly sunny skies and 50 degrees. Good morning, Bill. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM news time is 6:39. My computer seems to be a bit frozen here. Well, two SUNY schools will be going to share almost $7 million in funding. SUNY Albany is being allocated $5.5 million, while SUNY Empire State is getting more than $1.3 million. Most of that money will be used to replace revenue that had been generated by a tuition increase. SUNY Chancellor John King Jr. says each campus plays a role in driving innovation, research, and economic growth statewide. An inmate at the Oneida County Correctional Facility finding himself in even more legal trouble. 43-year-old Jason Johnston is accused of attacking a corrections officer at the jail. The assault happened after Johnston was ordered to secure his cell and ended up getting into an altercation with the officer. Johnston was also involved in a fight with another inmate back in April. I'm sorry, Bill. Give me 1 second here. I apologize for the delay. President Trump wants to boost the coal industry with $700 million in federal support. He's expected to make the announcement from the Oval Office this afternoon. He's invoking the Cold War-era Defense Production Act. That's a law that gives the president authority to support private production considered vital to national security. The House is voting to limit President Trump's Iran war powers. The resolution passed 215 to 208, with 4 Republicans voting yes alongside all Democrats. The measure directs the president to remove U.S. forces from conflict with Iran unless Congress votes to declare war or authorize a military force. However, it should not force Trump to end hostilities, even if passed by the Senate, because there are outstanding constitutional questions. Meanwhile, Trump says acting Attorney General Todd Blanche should get the job permanently. He announced the decision during a private White House event last night. SpaceX announcing the largest IPO of all time. Elon Musk's company announced on Wednesday a fixed price of $135 per share ahead of officially marketing it to initial public offering set for June 12th.
It's set to use the word trillionaire.
That would make SpaceX
he would become.
SpaceX valued at more than $1.7 trillion, making it the seventh biggest company in U.S. history by market cap.
And if they were to do, what was Mike Myers did the we're going to sue you for $1 million.
Yeah, used to be a lot of money.
Right. Well, that was nothing, right? Because the joke was $1 million is nothing. Now it'll be $1 billion, and everybody will laugh. I think I'd handle $1 billion.
Yeah, I think I could too.
To be honest with you, I'd probably take $1 million.
Right now we have sunny skies and 50 degrees. It is 6:43.
Well, before we do anything else, I do want to bring in the man himself, the one and only Ray Stajic with the Weather Channel, who's live with us right now. Ray, good morning.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Bill. Good morning.
I got to tell you, we're beginning to get into, we can't ever be happy as upstate New York human beings. We were complaining it was too cold. Well, now we've got ourselves 70s, 80s, even 90 tomorrow. And now our next complaint will be, why does it always have to rain on the weekend?
Yep.
Yeah, and here we go.
And listen, this is what I always tell everybody. And it's a personal experience myself. Hey, I used to work weekends, so I had days off during the week. So how about, Bill, we cater toward the people who work weekends and maybe have Thursday and Friday off.
That's
right?
a good
Some
point.
Beautiful weather.
Yeah, that's right.
For everybody who has Thursday and Friday off.
I mean, you think
so
of
let it rain on the weekend.
Think of those people in the restaurant world. They're always working Friday, Saturday, Sundays, and now maybe they've enjoyed their beautiful Thursday. They can do that today. So
they can, and it's the cool weather that now is starting to retreat. I saw earlier in the week one of our cooler spots usually is Saranac Lake, down to, I think it was like 37 or 38. It was in the 30s. The cool air spill all the way down into the south. Raleigh, North Carolina had a record low yesterday morning of 48, and that's kind of the same high-pressure system that's keeping us dry and cool. And this morning we're basically between about 45 and 50 in and around Oneida County. You go north, the North Country, as you would expect, a little chillier, but there's no 30s. There's the 40s and even some 50s. It's a little bit milder further north, believe it or not, or a little backwards. But all in all, as you said, we're near just above 80 today, maybe closer to 90 by tomorrow. And then over the weekend, decent rain chances. The better chance on Saturday, maybe even a few thunderstorms and then some showers on Sunday as cooler weather and highs in the 70s come in. Outlook for kind of the lower risk of severe weather from the Storm Prediction Center on Saturday.
Yeah.
So it's a marginal risk. So that means if you are out and about and you're in one of these breaks between rounds of showers and thunderstorms and you hear thunder, get indoors. Thunder roars, get indoors. That's really what we like to preach, because where there's thunder, there's lightning. You've got that element. And then with the risk of a severe storm, the criteria are 58 mile per hour plus winds, maybe 1 inch or larger, and maybe an isolated tornado. There's always those three things when you talk about the chance of severe. It's low, but it's not zero. So could be some problems on the weekend.
Initially, it looked like Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday were going to really cool off down to, maybe not terribly, but upper 60s to low 70s. But now it seems like at least the forecast is saying that things are going to be well into the 70s, and we'll be right back into the 80s by midweek.
Yeah, midweek we're back maybe close to 90 as, the cooler weather will be over the weekend. That's what we say. You go out beyond 3-5 days, things change. And sometimes, as you just mentioned, Bill, they change quite a bit. But it does look like we're going to have another beautiful week next week. And if you really want to extend it out and you get toward the following weekend, maybe by the end of that weekend's the next chance of rain. So unfortunately, we're kind of in this pattern that when we do have rain chances, they're falling at least partially on at least a couple of the weekend days. So
right.
It looks like that's the way it may be. But again, let's say if you don't work on Thursday, Friday, or during the week a couple of days, you got some great weather. Enjoy it.
Or if you get a good part of your day out of the way in the morning, which is why I've always loved doing mornings. You get a nice day, you can enjoy it during the week. So, all right, good stuff, Ray. We're making that summertime transition here. All right, we appreciate it. Thanks so much. Have a great day and a great weekend.
Okay, thanks, Bill.
I'm Ray Stajic with the Weather Channel. Quick break. And by the way, right now we're at 51 currently with sunshine. There's a pretty bad accident. I want to say bad just because it's a giant mess on the New York State Thruway right after the Utica exit. So this would be in the westbound lane where the Thruway goes parallel with Route 49, right at that spot. Where you would get off the Marcy exits. There was a tractor trailer that tipped over, and it looks like it was a garbage tractor trailer. So there is garbage all over the place, and you'll be able to see it. We've got a photo. I'm going to try to put it up on YouTube coming up in a little bit. But be aware of that if you're on the New York State Thruway. You may get to there. Are plenty of police officers and fire crews around there. It looks like it probably happened maybe in the 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning range, somewhere there, because they're all still out and it's an active scene. So that could slow things down if you're in the westbound lane. Be aware of that. It's 6:48 at WIBX.
All right, real good run here, but all good things, as you know, must come to an end. So cliche, but it's true. Just in time for the weekend, though. Clear and a comfortable morning, sunny and comfortable this afternoon, mid-80s. Tonight, some clouds down to the upper 50s. Cooler north, sunshine tomorrow, 90. And a few showers and thunderstorms are likely on Saturday. Probably even on Sunday, a few showers around. Middle 80s Saturday, near 80 on Sunday. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Mattress Express, upstate New York's largest specialty bedding retailer, is giving away prepaid Visa cards up to $1,000 on select king and queen sets, and we beat any locally advertised price on a mattress we carry. Go to mattressexpressny.com.
At Excellus Blue Cross Blue Shield, we are dedicated to helping you understand your benefits and how to use them. It's one of the reasons why, for the third straight year, we have been named #1 in customer satisfaction among Medicare Advantage plans in New York, and #1 for ease of doing business by J.D. Power. We were named most trusted, too. We remain committed to giving you high-quality coverage and the best possible Medicare experience. Learn more at medicare.excellusbcbs.com. For J.D. Power 2025 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
If you want unlimited talk, text, and data on a crazy fast network, Big Wireless will sell it to you right now for as little as $70 a month. Or you can buy it from Pure Talk for half of that. I'm talking about unlimited talk, text, and unlimited data for just $34.99 a month. Stop paying the big guys twice what you need to. Dial pound 250, say my name. That's pound 250, micro, to switch to Pure Talk, where the savings are truly unlimited.
You're great at protecting your data, but lots of places could still expose you to identity theft.
I thought it was safe.
If that happens, LifeLock gives you a U.S.-based restoration agent who will stick by your side from start to finish. Phone calls, filing documentation, preparing insurance claims, your agent handles it all. In fact, we're so confident restoration is guaranteed or your money back. Isn't it nice to have someone like that on your side? Save up to 30% with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Tallman's Tire and Auto Service, family owned and operated since 1980. Tallman's is proud to provide trusted professional auto care to our community. From brake repairs and New York State inspections to check engine light diagnostic to four-wheel alignments, Tallman's Tire and Auto Service accept all aftermarket warranties, and they specialize in fleet vehicles, accepting all fleet maintenance programs. When your vehicle needs attention, you can count on them to get you back on the road quickly and safely. Save time and money. Schedule your appointment today at tallmanstire.com.
I'm Mike Gentile, and I'm running for Assembly to bring common sense leadership back to Albany. I've spent my whole life in this community, and one thing is clear. People want leaders who show up, who listen, and deliver real results. Families across the 119th District are dealing with rising costs, higher utility bills, and real concerns about the future. They deserve someone who understands what they're going through and will fight for them every single day. Leadership that shows up, listens, and delivers. Vote for Mike Gentile for Assembly. Paid for by Gentile for Assembly.
It's finally happening. The Fed is making a change in leadership, and that could have a profound impact on the value of your retirement. When interest rates go down, the value of precious metals like gold and silver can surge. Call Advantage Gold right now at 800-900-8000 and get your free gold and silver investor guide, a $49 value plus a free copy of Ken Rogoff's insightful book, Our Dollar, Your Problem. Inside, you'll get honest information about gold, silver, and other precious metals, so you can explore your options with clarity and confidence. Our specialists can help you open a new account or transfer funds from an existing IRA, tax and penalty-free. Markets can turn fast, but gold has maintained its value through every cycle, often holding strong when other assets falter and when the dollar weakens. Are you positioned? Don't miss this opportunity. Call Advantage Gold now at 800-900-8000. Results may vary. Consult your financial advisor before investing. Call 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000.
Something old is new in the village of New Hartford. Introducing Handshake Antiques, now open at 66 Genesee Street, next to Giorgio's Village Cafe. Not your grandma's antique shop. Think clean, curated, and cool. From high-end furniture, vintage fashion, vinyl records, to oddities and all things eclectic. And we're always buying, so look in your attic or basement. And if it's old, call Handshake Antiques. Plus, inventory changes weekly, so every visit is a new find. Handshake Antiques, where it never went out of style.
We're your neighbors, friends, and your family. We care about our community, your business, and most important, you.
We support charities like the United Way, McMahon Ryan Child Advocacy Center. We are the members of IBW Local 43 and NECA Contractors. You don't just see our work, you live it. From the JMA Wireless Dome, hospitals, schools, and city buildings, the IBEW is part of the community.
Central New York's future is bright, and the IBEW Local 43 and NECA will continue to help light, power, and grow Central New York.
Celebrating 100 years. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Davey will be, at the very least, putting that photo of the tractor trailer tipped over up on Facebook. Maybe it happened even earlier than 4 a.m. because I didn't see the cab anywhere. I just saw the trailer that it was pulling, filled with garbage. Again, very little information on the school superintendent issue, but Dr. Spence has gone on leave. And what does it say? Does it say it's through the rest of this school year? I believe is.
Well, so I didn't realize we had the memo, but
yeah,
the story that KTV had this morning says the Board of Education has placed him on leave, and that is through July 31st.
She will work alongside district leadership in June. Well. If that's the case,
well, it also says here that
say that here in the memo. I mean, that may be the case in their reporting.
Board President Joe Hobica says Spence requested a leave through July 31st. I guess it doesn't.
Yeah, that's what I had. That's what I had heard.
That,
and that was part of the interview. And again, the story came out a couple of weeks ago that they were not renewing his contract. And when I talked to Joe, he said that's not true. We haven't even discussed the issue as of yet. And that he has another, I was assuming he was done after this year. Right. He has another year on his contract. So it sounds like there's something going on. And we have reached out to Board President Hobica. If he doesn't get back with us, Davey's going to give away a lot of his money. Is that what you said, Davey? Yeah. Okay, you're going big time. We'll see what happens. I'm kidding. But listen, this is a school district that's really beginning to build itself back up. It needs consistency in that role.
Wasn't Karam getting contracts 5 years at a time? He was getting 5 years out.
He was getting renewals 2 years before his contract was up.
Yeah, and I think for 5-year clips.
And I do think that may be customary in a lot of in school districts where the superintendent likes to be able to plan. So if, 2 years before you get a 5-year extension, that allows you to do your planning, if that makes any sense. I guess it kind of does. And as I mentioned, we've reached out to Hobica, and hopefully we'll get a response at some point this morning. Again, if you're just waking up and you didn't stay up to watch, the New York Knicks are up 1-0 here.
Yeah, they did definitely steal game one. The headline I saw this morning was that they stunned the Spurs. Look, they were down. The Knicks initially were up 14-7, like early in the first quarter. And then all of a sudden, the Spurs put a couple baskets together, and you look up at the scoreboard, and I think it was 26-16 or 26-17. So they had gone on like a 19-2 or 3 run. And I was like, uh-oh, here we go. And then in the end of the second quarter, the Knicks made a nice run. It was, I don't remember the exact halftime score, but they were hanging with them. They were within a couple points. The Spurs stretched that lead to 13 midway through the third. Again, I thought to myself, it was probably too much to ask that the Knicks were going to win game one on the road, having all that time off. And they just put together some buckets. Brunson didn't shoot his first free throw until late in the third quarter. They started making baskets. Brunson kind of got hot. He ended up scoring 13 in the fourth quarter. And the Knicks take game one on the road. I'm stunned.
Big win, and especially on the road, right?
Absolutely. I believe game two is coming up on Friday night. It'll also be in San Antonio.
Also, we mentioned this week there's going to be a lot of traffic in town for and hotels filled this weekend because of the Special Olympics. Opening ceremonies will be coming Friday, tomorrow, and you can expect that to continue on through the weekend with activity all over the place. And I believe the opening ceremonies will be at Utica College. I should say Utica University. Correct. In studio with us this morning, blessing us with his presence, is one Stefan Rubitsky. Very excited over the softball victory by New Hartford.
Yes, I am. Very big win, 21-0, and
that's a win.
That is a big win.
Yeah.
And also 3 more victories for the Knicks, and they're champions.
Boy, can you believe that? Wow.
Yeah.
They'll play one more time on the road, and then they're home.
They'll be home for 2, and then I think it goes 1-1-1.
Yeah.
So games 5 and 7,
right,
theoretically.
We'll get into more of that coming up here. News, full forecast, all of that coming up here, top of the hour at 7 o'clock.
WIBX Utica Road, W295 Utica. From the WB Payne Insurance Studio, your news talk leader since 1925. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now the latest from Fox News.
Diplomacy over bloodshed, CJ Papa, Fox News. It's part of the roadmap for peace from President Trump.
In theory, they're pretty close to signing a paper. We've actually gotten along with them very well.
Describing the current negotiations with those people, the White House says are running the Islamic Republic, and now the president seems to be in favor of sticking with the ceasefire that has been tested in recent days.
And I'd say in that part of the world, ceasefires when you're shooting in a more moderate manner.
The administration looking to shift down the use of military force.
U.S. officials say the president is not considering resuming an all-out war with the regime unless American troops are killed. The reluctance reportedly signaling the president may be willing to tolerate flare-ups for weeks in order to avoid a bigger conflict in the region as he tries to secure a deal. But in a rare rebuke of the president, a handful of Republicans joined Democrats Wednesday to sharply curb his powers on Iran. The resolution is largely mostly symbolic, but it does increase pressure on the president to end the war.
Fox's Madeline Rivera from Washington. There's another ceasefire in place between Israel and the terror group Hezbollah, but the Israelis are still in Lebanon for now.
The ceasefire deal between Israel and Lebanon is dependent on the Iran-aligned militants of Hezbollah halting their attacks. Its renewal was announced by the State Department yesterday. But Israel's Defense Minister, Israel Katz, says troops will remain in the south of Lebanon, a so-called security zone meant to protect residents of northern Israel. The ceasefire will create some pilot areas inside Lebanon where Hezbollah would be banned. The plan is a boost to hopes of an end to the war with Iran. The Iranians say any peace deal must cover the conflict in Lebanon too. Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
Well, the price for a gallon of gasoline dropping again overnight. AAA says it's down 2 cents, breaking at $4.24. Diesel also down 2 cents, stopping at $5.39. America's listening to Fox News.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
President Trump in the Rose Garden late Wednesday saying,
"We are going to make him permanent Attorney General."
The president will nominate acting Attorney General Todd Blanche to become the full-time leader of the DOJ. As for that plan, that's drawing pushback from both sides in Congress.
Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche told lawmakers the Justice Department is not moving forward with a nearly $1.8 billion anti-weaponization fund. But President Trump says he's not sure if that compensation fund is on hold or dead.
I'd have to ask the lawyers, I don't know.
He told reporters,
"As far as I'm concerned, it was a beautiful thing. It was something I didn't make it, but I heard that. I thought that was the greatest thing."
The fund was created as part of a settlement with President Trump and members of his family to end the lawsuit against the IRS. Lawmakers say a process already exists for Americans seeking compensation from the government. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
Officials in California are still counting ballots in the Golden State, and President Trump posting on Truth Social, the Democrats are at it again. They're trying to steal the governor of California primary and the mayor of Los Angeles away from two great Republican candidates. Fox's Anita Vogel has more.
The latest numbers show Spencer Pratt trailing Mayor Karen Bass and very progressive City Councilwoman Nithya Raman in third. The fact that there will even be a runoff is a bit of a blow to Bass, who has been in politics representing California for decades, but failed to convince LA voters she's done enough to combat the homeless crisis and to help the victims in the Pacific Palisades. And in the heated California governor's race, former Fox News host Steve Hilton is still holding on to a slight lead over another career politician, former HHS Secretary Javier Becerra, with billionaire progressive Tom Steyer a distant third.
That is Fox's Anita Vogel. And NBA Finals, the Knicks grabbed Game 1, defeating the Spurs in San Antonio. I'm CJ Papa, and this is Fox News.
We have some sunshine, 51 degrees. Good morning. I'm Jeff Manaski, WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM news time is 7:05. This news update is brought to you by Clinton Tractor, the leader in service. Visit clintontractor.net. The Utica City School District Board of Education placing the superintendent, Dr. Christopher Spence, on leave. That is effective immediately. Spence is nearing the end of the second year of a 3-year contract. Board President Joe Hobeika is saying that Spence requested leave through July 31st. The Board of Education has appointed Dr. Kathleen Davis as acting superintendent for the time being. It's going to be a busy day in the state capitol today. Lawmakers taking part in the final scheduled day of this year's legislative session. Fewer than 400 bills have been passed in both the Senate and Assembly, which is far less than the 850 approved in both chambers last year. Once session ends, lawmakers will focus on their respective primary contests before voters go to the polls later this month. The 2027 legislative session will begin in January. An inmate at the Oneida County Correctional Facility finding himself in even more trouble. It's alleged that 43-year-old Jason Johnston attacked a corrections officer at the jail. The assault happened after Johnston was ordered to secure his cell and ended up getting into an altercation with the officer. Johnston was also involved in a fight with another inmate back in April. A free concert series returning to Rome later this month. The Gigs on the Green shows begin June 17th. They run through September 16th at the new Griffo Green on North Washington Street in the city. Among the featured performers, Ryan Quinn, Isaac French, Showtime, and Last Left. There's no cost to attend. There will be beverages and family activities available as well. Attendees are urged to bring their own lawn chairs. The Griffo Green, huh? We didn't talk to him about that, did he, when he came on? The Griffo Green.
The Griffo Green. Did not know.
Mayor Michael Galimi in the city of Utica says a new facade improvement program is available for businesses located in parts of the city. Up to $20,000 in grant funds available to businesses that are interested in making improvements such as new signage and lighting or new windows or doors. Applications for the first round of funding are due to the city's Department of Urban and Economic Development by 4 o'clock on Friday, July 10th. The grants require that businesses pledge a minimum of 25% of the grant with their own funds. More information, contact the City of Utica. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM news time is 7:08. Here is your Weather Center forecast.
All right, real good run here, but all good things, as you know, must come to an end. So cliche, but it's true. Just in time for the weekend, though. Clear and a comfortable morning, sunny and comfortable this afternoon. Mid-80s. Tonight, some clouds down to the upper 50s. Cooler north. Sunshine tomorrow, 90. And a few showers and thunderstorms are likely on Saturday. Probably even on Sunday, a few showers around. Middle 80s Saturday, near 80 on Sunday. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stidgick, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Right now, some sunshine, 52 degrees at 7:08. All right, the Knicks picking up a victory in Game 1 of the NBA Finals. The Knicks erased a 14-point deficit to win 105-95 in Game 1 in San Antonio. Jalen Brunson led all scorers with 30 points. He sunk 13 in the fourth quarter as the Knicks closed out the game on an 11-0 run. Wemby struggled with 26 points, 6 of 21 shooting. The Knicks have a 12-game postseason winning streak. Game 2 is on Friday night back in San Antonio. The Stanley Cup Finals continue tonight. The Carolina Hurricanes host the Vegas Golden Knights for Game 2 this evening. The Golden Knights came away with a 5-4 victory on Game 1 on Tuesday night. The Mets salvaged their finale in Seattle, 7-1 the final. Bo Bichette led the way at the plate, going 4 for 4, 3 RBI. The Mets snap a 2-game slide. They visit the San Diego Padres for a 3-game series starting tomorrow. The Yankees have dropped 2 to the Guardians. Wednesday's final 5-4. Garrett Cole takes the loss. The Yankees have actually lost 3 out of their last 4, and they look to avoid the sweep coming up later today. One-time Super Bowl champion and 10-time Pro Bowler Russell Wilson confirming he is retiring. Wilson says that he is retiring from the NFL to take a job with CBS Sports. In a social media post on Wednesday, it's where he announced it. The announcement comes 2 days after it was reported the 37-year-old was finalizing a deal to become an analyst on the CBS Sunday NFL pregame show. Wilson played 14 seasons between the Seahawks, Broncos, Steelers, and Giants. He threw for almost 47,000 yards, 353 touchdowns. He ran for 31 touchdowns and played in 205 career games. Let's see, one more. The 49ers may have their starting tight end on the field for the beginning of the next season. George Kittle believes he's on track to return week 1 in the opener against the LA Rams. Congratulations to New Hartford softball as they picked up another victory.
That was a close game.
Now in the state tournament, 21-0 was the final there.
Yeah, very close.
Good for them. And then coming up later today, it's going to be tough to get out there to see these because they're at St. Lawrence University. But New Hartford will play against Messina. That's at 5 o'clock. No, excuse me. Oh, it says they're both at 5 p.m. Notre Dame is going to play against Canton. Let's see here. On the website I'm on, it says they're both at 5 o'clock. I don't know if that's possible, but
When is that game?
they're both today.
Both today. Now, there is and I sent it to you, Stefan. I don't know if you saw it. There is a way you can watch these games on TV.
Yes, there is.
Did you look into it?
I looked into it.
But you didn't like it because you had to pay.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah, it's a
How
lot.
much?
Oh, it's like $14.
Really?
Yeah.
That is a lot for high school games.
Well, it's the month. It gives you access to all games for the month.
All right.
Maybe it's $8. How much was it?
I saw something like around $70.
No.
I could be wrong.
You're wrong.
Look at his outfit he's got on today. He's
Mets
got a
hat and
Mets,
a Braves shirt.
Syracuse
I can't
Mets
believe
hat
you're
and
wearing-
a Braves hat on. That's something I would do.
You gotta tell Joe no. I'm sorry, Joe. No, I'm not doing it. Stefan's friend Joe is trying to convert him into to become a Braves fan. Just not going to happen.
Yeah.
Not going to happen.
No.
You know, for as successful in the regular season that the Braves are, they certainly lack the postseason championships. Because really the Braves would have had a couple of what do they call it, dynasties. Certainly in the 90s they would have had one. They only won one World Series there, and even in recent years they've had some pretty good teams they've put together, but struggled to get it done in the playoffs.
All right, I am looking right now for the subscription on. It's called if you go to nfhsnetwork.com. It is an annual pass is $667 a month. A monthly pass is $13.99 a month.
Okay, $13.99.
So what I do is during playoff time, I'll subscribe and then unsubscribe. You can even unsubscribe immediately. It'll still give you the full month so that you don't forget.
He's not that far off though. 667 times 12 is like.
Yeah, but you're not going to subscribe for the whole year.
Well, no, but he did accurately see a number that was around $70.
So
yeah.
if you did the annual, you would save money, and it would be $79.99 a year. But if you do the monthly, it's $13.99, and you get everything. And then
just
you just
for the
cancel.
1 month, though.
Yeah, you don't want. What are you going to get in the summertime?
Right.
They're going to be showing you Travel Ball or something. I mean, but it's really good.
NFHS Classics.
Yeah, it's really good in the fall when schools go to the Dome and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
The days of us going and doing radio games there, I don't think anybody even does it anymore. I mean, there will be some, but it's not like it used to be.
Correct.
So because you can watch these games on TV. And it's not great play-by-play. They're usually out-of-town homers.
Right.
They don't know anything about our teams. Again, big during basketball, football, and baseball to be able to. So you do three months out of the year, Stefan. Not bad. Here's Wayne on the line right now. Wayne, good morning.
What's up, guys?
How you doing?
Good. That was a nice, hard-fought Knicks game.
Yeah.
They
were down 14.
They were beaten up. They were literally, between the way he was falling down and his hard play and stepping up, they were stepping all over him and physically, well, both of them. They were just beating down on each other. It was a very physical game.
I thought it was, yeah.
Yeah. Are you a Knicks fan?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, okay.
And I'm coming out of the woodwork.
All right. The Knicks fans are coming out of the woodwork. That is true.
I wanted to let you know that I took a ride through South Utica, okay? And I'm talking about like up by Edgewood and Higbee, and when you start going into that area there and then back up towards Oneida Street, Bill, they win the award for the worst streets when it comes to potholes and torn up streets. If you ever want to lose a tie rod or a ball joint or blow a tire out, go anywhere you want to go around that school that's over there off of Edgewood or Glenwood.
That's the place.
It is torn. I mean, torn up.
Are they tearing it up because they're doing work over there?
No. It's called war-torn and abused. They don't pay attention to the streets. And these aren't things like around here. You see stuff like people will go and work on a water line, and then if there's forever a pothole there, they don't put it together right. These streets are just left unattended. Just nothing done to keep it up. It's horrible. They don't even fill in a pothole there.
Well, I do have to say, one area that I think...
their defense, right, Jeff?
No. One area that's worse is some of the roads that come down off of, I guess essentially it's the Parkway, but that run toward James Street in Cornhill. Some of those roads, like you can see...
A little rough, yeah.
There's layers of road that are coming. You can see like 3 different layers of road where the asphalt's been repealed.
So you mentioned James Street. It's so sad because James Street used to be a really cool, had a lot of history and a really cool business district along James Street 20 years ago. And South Street too, where the hookers would hang. I mean, though they don't do that anymore. They don't do it anymore. But I think James Street has just, so many of those places have now closed up, and it's kind of sad. Stefan, do you want to add to this?
Sunset is very bumpy too, with a lot of potholes in South Utica. I'm talking about,
but Sunset very residential for the most part, and in pretty decent shape. So,
very, very. What do you call it? It's high traffic, but there's no excuse to not fix the bigger holes.
Yeah,
and
I know.
There's some forever potholes, and they did fix a lot of these forever potholes, but there's schools around where I'm talking about.
I never knew of a term called forever potholes. I didn't realize there was such a thing.
Go on Lennox. Every so often I want to take a shortcut, and then I say to myself, never do it again.
Yeah.
Because once you start bobbing and weaving in between these streets, that's it. You're done.
All right, Wayne. I appreciate it. Thank you, man.
Later, guys.
Have a great day. And listen, the other thing I forgot to mention is I got to tell you the number of people I've heard who are trying to stay in Utica or staying at the Turning Stone because they're coming to town for the Belmont Stakes.
Is that
in
right?
Saratoga. And I actually have family that they could not find a hotel. They finally found a room at the tower at the Turning Stone. So they're spending 2 days up there, and they got to travel back and forth, even in Albany, and of course Utica has Utica, of course, has the Special Olympics going on this weekend, so you have a lot of people in town. So it's a busy weekend. Okay, Wayne, thanks, man.
Have a good day.
You too. On the line to talk about those potholes, who's been trying to fill those potholes, is Councilperson Samantha Colosimo Testa. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. How's it going today?
Good. Do you want to talk about the potholes or just leave it at that?
Do you know when paving begins, actually?
It should. I think the mayor just sent out a press release. I'll forward it to you so that you can. It's specified in detail. He just sent it out yesterday at about 4 o'clock.
Yeah, we'd like to see that. Listen, I'm working on a project. Okay. And I need you, and you're a part of it. But I can't tell you what it is. But I'm going to debut it next week.
Okay. What do you need from me?
I need you to say something like in that stern Samantha Testa voice. That's one Utica girl.
Oh boy, you're being set up, Sam.
Yeah. So let's try it a couple different ways to deliver it. All right, here we go in 3, 2, and 1.
That Utica girl.
No, you'd say that's one Utica girl. All right, here we go.
I knew you were up to something when you asked me to call in.
Yeah, well, you're going to love it. Here we go. So you'll say it this way. That's one Utica girl.
All right, that's one Utica girl.
Like you're correcting me. That's one Utica girl.
That's one Utica girl.
Yell it at me like you're yelling at me.
That's one Utica girl.
All right, I'm going to have to sample it and do it through AI. I'm going to tell you.
Oh, boy.
Do I have your permission to use your voice in AI? Just say yes.
I think you make a song about me every other week, but wouldn't be no difference in this one.
I probably have already done it. So yeah. All right. Well, this you're gonna enjoy this. You're gonna like it a lot. So. All right. Well, That's all I had.
That's the reason you had her call in?
Yesterday.
Yeah.
What's that?
To cut a line on the show.
I needed
Live on the show.
a quick liner. Like that's one Utica girl. That's one Utica girl. That's how it would be said.
All right.
What were you saying, Samantha? I'm sorry.
No, I just said, Jeff, we got our championship game next Tuesday.
Oh,
for our Little League playoffs. So
good luck.
I don't know if he'll be umping, but we'll see next week, and hopefully we get our third and final one.
All right. That's good stuff.
Best of luck, Sam.
Absolutely, guys. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right.
You have a great day.
Absolutely. Bye-bye.
Davey, who's on line number 3? Who do you have for me?
Oh, the wanted person of the week for the Rome Police Department.
Okay, so we have 2 that we're doing this week, but the Crime Stoppers is going to is adding this missing person in Rome. Normally, it's not something that we do, but I think this is. You never know if someone knows something and they're just feeling uncomfortable about reporting it. So that's what we're trying to do, and this has been happening. This person's been missing for quite some time. Who do I have on the line from the police department? I'm sorry, I don't have it on my sheet.
Good morning, it's Sergeant Gibo.
Oh, Sergeant, good morning. Thank you so much. We spoke yesterday, as a matter of fact.
We did.
All right. Tell us about this missing person. It's a story we've been covering, but where are we right now? And this has been going on for quite some time.
So his name is Patrick J. Iannotti. He was born in 9/13/1975. He's currently been missing with a last known contact of 5/24/2026. It was in the early mornings of Sunday morning. We have located his vehicle, and we currently have it, but his whereabouts are unknown at this time.
Okay. Any history or anything that people should know, or is there anything you can say?
There's not much I can say about that. He does like to go to casinos and things like that, so we've been checking local casinos if anyone's seen him.
Okay. All right.
Can you share where the vehicle was found?
I cannot.
Okay. And I know we have a photo in our news department that we will utilize. But we'll add this to our list. Crime Stoppers, you can make an anonymous report or a tip. It'll come directly to the police department. Your name will not be included at all. If someone is found that is wanted, there is even the possibility of a reward. And even that, when it's distributed, is done in a completely anonymous way. So, Sergeant, we appreciate the update, and we'll do what we can at this end.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much.
Have a good day.
You too. Sergeant Gibo with the Rome Police Department. We'll have another one coming in as well, Dave, from the United County Sheriff's Department, which is already scheduled. But this is when these things happen, it's scary, right?
Yeah,
Quick break.
absolutely.
I got to break quickly, and we'll come back. Bica's free money question of the day, by the way, today, Davey, is worth. What are you running with? Do you have a? There you go.
Why don't we let Stefan pick it?
I'd rather not.
Okay.
Yeah.
$275.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
$1 million. See, it wouldn't work out. It just wouldn't work.
Sorry.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Davey. And we'll do that coming up in a few minutes. We also have a chance there for you to win boxing tickets for Fight Night at the Turning Stone Resort and Casino coming up next weekend.
So that's next week? I thought it was this Friday.
Yes, that's
Okay.
next weekend. So we have a busy weekend this weekend with everything going on, and next weekend will be as well. Listen, if you're having pain, discomfort in the knees, the hips, the back, even the feet that could very well stem from your feet, the way you're walking could be causing you pain. Enter the Good Feet Store, located now at 4630 Commercial Drive in New Hartford. The Good Feet Store is there for you, and you'll get a free, no obligation, personalized fitting just by walking in. A free fitting and test walk, no appointment is needed. These are arch supports that go in to your regular shoes, or maybe you can get new ones, however you'd like to do it, but you can put them right into your regular shoes. Or I've heard women talking about how they may have shoes that they like to wear, but they hurt their feet. These arch supports will go right into those shoes, or what's another word for shoes? Heels.
Yeah.
Or pumps.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever. I wouldn't deal with anything any shoes that would make you taller. I mean, really. Sometimes those are uncomfortable. Anyway, the 3-step system will assist you. Strengtheners, maintainers, and relaxers. It's the Good Feet store. 4630 Commercial Drive in New Hartford. Call 315-999-3910.
Brought to you by Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair. Located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer. And online at tallmanstire.com.
28 years ago, Lori Potasowicz had a dream. With a natural love for pets, she wanted to become an expert groomer. So she set out to become the area's only nationally certified master groomer and launched her business, one paw at a time. With grooming expertise and a lot of loving care, Lori and her talented team began caring for pets one paw at a time. Cuts, shampoos, and styling, one paw at a time. Teeth and nails with no detail overlooked from head to toe, one paw at a time. Getting to know each and every dog and cat by name, the One Paw at a Time family grew, and Lori had a decision to make. Keep expanding? She followed her heart and decided to keep the One Paw family atmosphere just the way it is, so she can keep taking care of the pets she knows and loves, one paw at a time. Lori and her team want to thank the families they serve for putting their trust in them to care for their four-legged family members, one paw at a time. 320 Oriskany Boulevard in Whitesboro near Woods Road. One Paw appreciates your understanding for their current waiting list for new customers.
I've got good news and bad news. Here's the bad news. Most protein bars are packed with sugar and unpronounceable ingredients. The good news? There's a better option. I'm Will, and I created IQ Bar plant protein bars to empower doers like you with clean, delicious, low-sugar brain and body fuel. IQ Bars are packed with 12 grams of protein, brain nutrients like magnesium and lion's mane, and zero weird stuff. And right now, you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products, plus free shipping. Clean ingredients, amazing taste, and you'll love how you feel. Refuel smarter, hydrate harder, caffeinate larger with IQ Bar.
Try our delicious IQ Bar sampler pack with 9 plant protein bars, 8 hydration mixes, and 4 mushroom coffee sticks. And now you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products plus free shipping when you text RADIO to 64,000. Text RADIO to 64,000 to get your 20% off. That's RADIO to 64,000.
Hurt in a car? Call William Attar. 315-444-4444.
Tallman's Tire and Auto Service. Family owned and operated since 1980, Tallman's is proud to provide trusted, professional auto care to our community. From brake repairs and New York State inspections to check engine light diagnostic to four-wheel alignments, Tallman's Tire and Auto Service accept all aftermarket warranties, and they specialize in fleet vehicles, accepting all fleet maintenance programs. When your vehicle needs attention, you can count on them to get you back on the road quickly and safely. Save time and money. Schedule your appointment today at tallmanstire.com.
Start your mornings with sharp insight and straight talk from me, Brian Kilmeade. Weekdays right after Keeler in the morning. Don't miss the Brian Kilmeade Show, breaking down the biggest stories in politics, business, and culture with the voices shaping the headlines. From Washington power players to everyday Americans, we ask the questions you want answered. Miss it during the week? Catch the weekend edition Saturday morning at 7. The Brian Kilmeade Show right after Keeler on WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Okay, Steet Pawnee Mazda right now at Steet. You can save on a new Mazda lease or enjoy 0.9% APR financing on a new 2026 Mazda CX-50 with 1.9% on CX-50 hybrids, 0.9% on the new 2026 Mazda CX-70s and CX-90s, and 0% on FEV models, and 2.9% on new 2026 Mazda CX-30 and CX-5 models. See Rick or Wyatt or anybody at Steet Pawnee Mazda for details. As Rick always says, come in, let's make your deal, where it is always easy to do business. I got to tell you, I see more Mazdas on the road than really I think I've ever seen before. They're everywhere.
Yeah.
It's the place that they say it's always easy to do business, and it's all about the way they treat you. Steet Pawnee Mazda, Commercial Drive in Yorkville. Manansky with news.
Hello, Oneida and Herkimer County Republicans. I'm Charles Potter, your candidate for the 118th Assembly District. I would be honored to earn your support on June 23rd. With 14 years of dedicated service as a county supervisor and the only candidate endorsed by the New York State Conservative Party, experience matters. Please vote for Charles Potter on June 23rd. Early voting starts on June 13th. Paid for by Friends of Charles Potter.
Are you sick of being just a number or doing a mindless job? Become a craftsman in a trade. Become an IBEW electrician. The IBEW and the Electrician Training Alliance will give you all the tools necessary at their state-of-the-art training facility. Earn as you learn. Paid training while you get your certification. What are you waiting for? Become an IBEW Local 43 electrician. Call or go online today to learn more. Find your career at IBEW and let the Electrician Training Alliance light up your future.
You wouldn't drive a car without suspension, so why mow without it? Ferris Commercial Mowers set the bar as the first and only manufacturer to integrate suspension into their mowers, allowing you to go faster, cut better, and not get beat up. Whether you're a professional cutter or a homeowner that wants to mow like a pro, Ferris is there with the commercial-grade mowers to keep you going strong. Visit the Caledonia family today at Clinton Tractor to set up a test drive and feel the Ferris difference.
We are the leader in service, Clinton Tractor.
Something old is new in the village of New Hartford. Introducing Handshake Antiques, now open at 66 Genesee Street, next to Giorgio's Village Cafe. Not your grandma's antique shop. Think clean, curated, and cool. From high-end furniture, vintage fashion, vinyl records, to oddities and all things eclectic. And we're always buying, so look in your attic or basement. And if it's old, call Handshake Antiques. Plus, inventory changes weekly, so every visit is a new find. Handshake Antiques, where it never went out of style.
Brought to you by Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, and online at tallmanstire.com.
We have sunshine, 53 degrees. Good morning. I'm Jeff Manaski, WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM News Time. 7:32. A measure aimed at limiting President Trump's Iran war powers has been passed by the House. That resolution passed by a count of 215 to 208, with 4 Republicans voting alongside all Democrats. Those 4 GOP reps were Thomas Massey of Kentucky, Brian Fitzpatrick of Pennsylvania, Tom Barrett of Michigan, and Ohio's Warren Davidson. The governor of New Jersey says immigration officials are keeping her from entering a detention center in Newark. Governor Mickey Sherrill saying on social media that detainees at Delaney Hall have requested to meet with her, but that immigration officials are refusing to let her in, which she says raises questions that, quote, serious questions about what is happening behind its walls, end quote. Votes still being counted in California after Tuesday's primary. Steve Hilton and Javier Becerra inching closer to grabbing the top 2 spots in the primary election to replace Governor Gavin Newsom, but Tom Steyer is not giving up. Meanwhile, LA Mayor Karen Bass and reality TV star Spencer Pratt continue to hold the top 2 spots in the mayor's race there. It's getting closer with City Councilwoman Nithya Rahman in 3rd place. President Trump set to announce $700 million in federal funds to boost the coal industry today. He's expected to make the announcement from the Oval Office this afternoon that he's invoking the Cold War-era Defense Production Act. That's a law that gives the president authority to support private production considered vital to national security. It's the same law used to accelerate production of medical equipment during the COVID-19 pandemic. And President Trump wants to nominate Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche to serve in the role permanently, and he announced that decision during a White House event on Wednesday night. Blanche took over as acting AG in early April after Trump fired Attorney General Pam Bondi. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM News Time, 7:35.
All right, real good run here, but all good things, as you know, must come to an end. So cliche, but it's true. Just in time for the weekend, though. Clear and a comfortable morning, sunny and comfortable this afternoon. Mid-80s. Tonight, some clouds down to the upper 50s. Cooler north, sunshine tomorrow, 90. And a few showers and thunderstorms are likely on Saturday. Probably even on Sunday, a few showers around. Middle 80s Saturday, near 80 on Sunday. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stagik, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Some sunshine, 53 at 7:36.
All right, it's time for our Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers Wanted Person of the Week. Investigator Zahid Karsik is with the United County Sheriff's Department. Investigator, good morning. Who is our wanted person this week?
Bill, good morning. This week we have an individual by the name of Nicole Slattery. She's a white female. She's 30 years of age. She's 5'2". She weighs approximately 130 pounds. She has brown hair, green eyes, and currently our office holds 2 Oneida County Court bench warrants for her. Both have felony charges.
Are these oftentimes failure to appear charges?
Yes, this is as a failure to appear, and sometimes it's not just as a result of failure to appear. It could be a result of failure to obey whatever rules that the county court set when somebody gets ROR or something.
Got it. Okay. All right. We'll have a full story and details and a photo up on our website. And if you can help out, reach out to Crime Stoppers. The tip goes directly to authorities. In this case, the United County Sheriff's Department. Investigator Zahid Karsik, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Bill.
All right. Great program helping keep the neighborhoods safe. All right. It's time for Hobika's free money question. What did he say? $275? $275 bucks?
Yes, he did.
Plus a chance at boxing tickets for the Turning Stone for fight night. All of that. Davey, now I'll go to Stefan. Caller number what, Stefan? What do you think the winning caller should be? What number?
7.
7th caller. Caller number 7 right now. 315-736-0186 right now at WIBX.
Meet Anthony Constantino, running to represent us in Congress.
First off, you. I see through your game.
Wannabe rapper, wannabe Republican. But he can't rap his way out of reality. He's a lifelong Democrat who helped fund Trump's impeachment. After the George Floyd riots, he called our cops racist and sold Kill the Police stickers. He claims he's America first, but he shipped jobs overseas, even replaced workers with robots. Anthony Constantino, worse than a wannabe. He's a fraud.
And I know just how this ends.
The real conservative in the race? Robert Smullen, a Marine colonel. He fought for our country. Smullen was appointed by President Trump and will fight for the America First agenda. He's the Republican conservative and law enforcement endorsed candidate. On June 23rd, vote Robert Smullen for Congress. Proven patriot, ready to serve.
I'm Robert Smullen, candidate for Congress, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Robert Smullen for Congress.
Get a smile for every season at Rosansky Family Dentistry. For crowns to veneers, we'll keep you smiling all year long. We're also excited to welcome Dr. Kutaria to our team. With her arrival, we now offer Friday appointments from 8 a.m. to noon, giving you more flexibility for the care you need. Call us today at 315-732-1981 to schedule your visit. That's Rosansky Family Dentistry, 1 Paris Road in New Hartford. Find us on Facebook or online at uticasmiles.com.
You're great at protecting your data, but lots of places could still expose you to identity theft.
I thought it was safe.
If that happens, LifeLock gives you a U.S.-based restoration agent who will stick by your side from start to finish. Phone calls, filing documentation, preparing insurance claims, your agent handles it all. In fact, we're so confident restoration is guaranteed or your money back. Isn't it nice to have someone like that on your side? Save up to 30% with promo code NEWS at lifelock.com. Terms apply.
Tallman's Tire and Auto Service, family owned and operated since 1980. Tallman's is proud to provide trusted professional auto care to our community. From brake repairs and New York State inspections to check engine light diagnostic to four-wheel alignments, Tallman's Tire and Auto Service accept all aftermarket warranties, and they specialize in fleet vehicles, accepting all fleet maintenance programs. When your vehicle needs attention, you can count on them to get you back on the road quickly and safely. Save time and money. Schedule your appointment today at tallmanstire.com.
Mattress Express, upstate New York's largest specialty bedding retailer, is giving away prepaid Visa cards up to $1,000 on select king and queen sets, and we beat any locally advertised price on a mattress we carry. Go to mattressexpressny.com.
Hurt in a car, call William Attar, 315-444-4444.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, it's time for Hobica's free money question of the day. A lot to give away here today. And it comes from the Hobica Law Firm, Joseph and Andrew Hobica, at 315-724-1600 for all of your legal needs. Call the Hobica Law Firm. Jerry is in Utica. Jerry, good morning. How you doing?
East Herkimer.
Jerry is in East Herkimer. Jerry, good morning. How you doing?
Good.
Good to hear from you, Jerry.
I knew the answer yesterday. My daughter lives just a mile up the road from there.
That Italian outdoor oven, baking oven, yeah.
Bakery, right.
Pretty wild, right? I mean, the Italians, they were great with stonework, and they were doing all of this, immigrants doing all this work, and for lunch they'd be baking. It would just be, they weren't brown bagging it. They had their own oven built, right. So yeah, it's pretty wild. So, and that is now on the historic registry. So, all right, we're going to start.
Oh, this was the place in Little Falls.
In Little Falls, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. I never realized it was so deep, but it's like, I don't know, 15 feet deep or something. They really got it. They got it going when it was heating up. So, all right, are you interested? Are you interested in the tickets to the Turning Stone for Fight Night?
Yes.
All right, I think you'd love it. It'll.
It's a good time.
It's an old-fashioned. It's kind of like the old-time. You're sitting there. There's boxing going on. You're in a casino. It's. I find it to be pretty cool. Okay, you get to pick. We're going to spin a wheel. It's going to come up on 100, 200, or 300. What do you think it's going to be?
200.
You're going with 200. Let's spin the wheel. If you can hit 200. You get the tickets.
$300.
All right. Well, I'm sorry, but you are playing for $275. However, for Hobica's free money question, I'll ask you the question. You get it right within 7 seconds. You know the way it works. You will win the money. Are you ready?
As I can be.
As ready as you can be. All right. This comes from the category. Who said it? Who said it? And here it is. Within 7 seconds. Who said, hit them where they ain't? Ready, go.
Oh, boy, I just can't think.
Hit them where they ain't.
Hit them where they ain't. Baseball.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
baseball.
okay.
Who said, hit them where they ain't?
Was it Yogi?
You're going to go with Willie Stargell. I will only say it was on TV last night. So I thought maybe you would have heard it. You want to take a guess?
Was it Yogi?
It was not Yogi Berra. The Stefan.
Was it Gary Carter?
It was definitely not Gary Carter. It was Willie Keeler.
What was it on Jeopardy?
It was Jeopardy or something else I was watching. Might have been on the Mets game last night, which, Jerry, clearly you weren't watching.
Well, I don't have a TV.
Well, you're much better off, I got to say. Listen, we're going to give you, because in order to watch movies, you have to go to the theater. I've got tickets to the Glenwood Movieplex and Rome Cinema 8. Stand by. Davey's going to hook you up. Jerry, it's good hearing from you.
Thank you very much. You have a good day now.
All right, you stand by, and Davey has you. I'm surprised you did not know that. Hit them where they ain't.
Yeah, I guess I am surprised.
Which is really one of the pillars of baseball. I mean, if you're going to hit the ball,
right, don't
hit it at somebody, because chances are they're going to catch it.
It was a line drive in the box score.
Okay, so coming up, we're going to speak with one of the candidates. Alex Portelli is an independent, I'm told, running in the 19th Congressional District. I do want to... this is a crazy story. Do you know today, by the way, is National Cheese Day, if you care?
No.
We're dealing with a lot of baseball events, a lot of Little League events. As Samantha was saying, Little League championships coming up. So these are moments. I'm bringing up moments where people in the audience may get a little fiery.
Okay.
You have graduation parties, which maybe you're having it catered by It's a Utica thing, and you're arguing over the tomato pie or the chicken riggies, which was best. And the argument gets so great that it turns to fisticuffs. Is that possible?
I guess so.
Yeah,
I
shouldn't. You should like both of them.
I actually have a story here about a high school graduation.
Well, hold on to that.
Yeah, it's not a good story.
Video shows multiple adults engaging in a fistfight that broke out at what event?
I'm going to say a Little League game, Bob.
Good guess. Very good guess, but no. A kindergarten graduation.
Oh, my goodness.
Of all things that are meaningless to begin with, right? A kindergarten graduation. I mean, we didn't used to do these things. And now, well, you've graduated from kindergarten. Remember your last graduation when you graduated from preschool. I find these to be a little ridiculous, but take it for what it is.
Were they revealing DNA test results? Is that why there was a fight?
You're the father. No, you're the father. At Ben Franklin School in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, a baby was caught in the middle of it. The baby was taken into from the arms. It's a custody thing. From the arms of one of the men involved. Here's some of the melee and some of the moms that were present during this whole thing getting into it as well. Here we go.
At graduation? It's terrible. I can't believe that's something that would happen. I don't know why you would fight at a kindergarten graduation.
Because you're endangering not only my children, but the other children that are in the room as well. We need to grow up.
I do love the woman yelling, at a graduation?
Yeah.
Police said the aggressor was charged with disorderly conduct, trespass from the school. No word on what caused the ruckus. I could guess.
I think it was, honestly, over seating. One group was saying, no, we're saving these seats for...
That could be true.
Grandma and Grandpa and someone else.
Well, the baby involved, though, I kind of feel like it's, that baby's mine.
Oh, geez.
That is not your baby. That is my baby. And then all of a sudden, I mean, these things can happen. It's a terrible thing in the world. All right, let me tell Mark he's going to have to hold. Mark Butler wants to respond to Constantino on yesterday. Mark, I will take you out of this. I do want to squeeze in a congressional candidate running as an independent in the 19th Congressional District, Alex Portelli. Alex, good morning.
Hey, good morning. Just to clarify, I'm a Republican.
That's what I thought.
Yep, lifelong Republican, and I'm on the ballot. It's tough work, but
sorry, now
I'll be in the primary.
Now you're an independent. I apologize. We've moved you from the line. Republican Alex Portelli. Good morning.
Absolutely.
And
good morning, sir.
Let's talk about. I mean, early voting is really just a week away.
Yeah, and we're getting people out, and it's been fun and meeting a lot of people, and a lot of voters are happy just to have another option because a lot of times we don't even have options in our primaries anymore.
Right.
And I think that does a big disservice. I think as long as things are clean,
As long as well, listen, we're just dealing with the race up here, Republican primary.
I know it very well. Believe me, I've had words with Mr. Constantino once in the past, and I try not to go there. But I watch it close.
As you can expect, that one is getting a bit on the dirty side. So, all right, you're running against Josh Riley, and tell us why people should consider you when they go out to the polls here.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, I've kept it focused largely on the issues. It's been a clean race. And I don't hear. I'm probably the only candidate really talking about a lot of the issues. I am in my primary. I want us to balance the budget. We've got a $40 trillion debt. Nobody is even talking about it. The higher that debt goes, the worse inflation is going to keep getting. This is conservatism 101, and it seems we've all forgotten that. I want to advocate for federal spending cuts. We spend so much money, it's insane. And I want to get us tax repeals for the working majority of Americans. We spend so much money now federally we could cut federal spending by 25% and give a total income tax repeal to 99.5% of Americans and replace it with nothing. That's how much money, and still have tons of money left over. That's how much money the federal government takes in now and how much it's spending. Those are big priorities.
Let me ask you, it does seem from the voter, from constituents, from us, real people, that it does seem that you kind of know how things are going to go. There's an issue out there. Democrats are going to be stuck in their corner, and if the Republicans are in control, they don't want Republicans to get the win, so they're going to try to defeat the very same thing. Maybe in 4 years they'll be trying to get passed, and Republicans do the same thing to Democrats. It almost seems as if all we're doing is legislating to get reelected. How do you feel about that?
I agree. I agree, and I think we've lost touch with kind of what a lot of these offices are supposed to be about, especially Congress. Right? Absolutely, just turns into a career. Every 2 years there's reelection, and they're just focusing perpetually on running again. I already said I'll do one term if I get there. I don't want to be with those people. I think it's a cesspool longer than I have to, and I'll try to fight tooth and nail for a balanced budget and push my issues. But I agree totally, 100%.
Manasseh.
I was going to say, I understand where you're coming from, where, term limits, but only one term. I'm on your website and I'm looking at a lot of your platforms. There's no way that you're getting any or all of this accomplished in one term.
Of course. I mean, it would be very tough, because, look, Congress, these are the things I stand for. What I can get done is another story. I acknowledge that, but it's like, hey, at least the things I'm fighting for and I believe in. And I will say that a lot of the issues that I've been talking about, a lot of them, at least Josh Riley, he's a sneaky fellow there. He's picked up a few of them, a thing or two. Like suddenly now he wants to throw out the foreign energy companies, and he just did another gas. I call for a gas. I think we should repeal the gas and diesel tax in full, replace it with a 1% tariff. It would generate the same amount of revenue, and it would ease that burden, that tax burden, off of everyday use. Make Dollar Tree buyers fund our roads and highways. And now Josh is kind of picking that up too.
Here's an example of what I mean. I mean, these are some out of the box ideas. I will give you credit, but I don't know that any of this is going to get accomplished. You want to cap property taxes by state at 0.5%, and you're a Republican. Simultaneously, you're calling for fair taxation of the ultra-rich and mega corporations, not something a lot of Republicans come out and talk about. But you're talking about a 55% federal income tax for companies making over $100 million a year, a 65% bracket for companies and individuals over $500 million a year.
Absolutely.
While some people might absolutely agree with this, I don't even know if your Republican colleagues, if you are elected, would support this.
No, maybe not, but again, that's traditional Republicanism. Calvin Coolidge, he was probably the greatest Republican president we ever had, and he took the bottom 80% off of the income tax roll altogether. I call for repealing the federal income tax for every person in business making under $1 million a year. Of course, there's room with that, but I think that that conversation is even starting. Bruce Blakeman has kind of picked up on the state level. I call for a full state income tax repeal. I believe that states can't be competitive with a state income tax.
I mean, just for a moment, if I can interrupt, just for a moment, imagine what it would be like if your income tax and your property tax went away. What kind of money that would put in your pocket? That'd be pretty.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and I think it's not as far-fetched as you seem. To talk about the state budget real quick, this ridiculous state budget that they have now, if they cut that in half, if they just brought state spending back to 2013 levels, they could repeal the state income tax and state sales tax in full and replace it with nothing. And you'd see the state come back to life. You'd see the state come back to life.
I'll end it with this and get your take here. What do you say to people who say to you, well, this is pie in the sky. This is never going to happen?
Maybe not, but it's at least I'll fight for it, and I think that's saying a lot more than my opponents who don't do anything more than photo ops.
All right.
So thank you guys.
19th Congressional District, Alex Portali, the Republican running, and we wish you the best of luck, and thanks for coming on.
Sir.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
All right.
So his website is portelliforcongress.com. Some of the other issues that he outlines, and I think some in our audience would absolutely agree with this, and all foreign aid. Now, whether or not you want to say all, but $50 billion a year apparently we spend on that. He's talking about kicking NYSEG, National Grid, and foreign power companies out. He says, end the American empire, bring our troops home. We maintain 750-plus overseas bases while American towns crumble. Talks about industry and agriculture, and some might be for this. I just don't see it happening. But what I talked about, this taxing the ultra-rich and this property tax cap of 0.5%, certainly would be nice, but I don't know that it's going to happen.
Never going to happen.
portelliforcongress.com if you want to read about that.
Mayor Mark Butler. Butler is former assemblyman and in the seat currently being replaced, which Robert Smullen currently has. He's now the mayor of Newport. Mark Butler. Good morning, Mark. Good morning.
Well, good morning, Bill. And anytime I want to get assured that the world is crumbling, I just turn on your show in the morning. Calvin Coolidge, the best Republican president ever. What about Trump?
Yeah.
I used to listen to Calvin all the time on the radio when I was in my early years.
Well, he had a great radio show.
I thought he made sense, but I don't think he was the greatest.
Okay.
But,
and I don't think Trump's the greatest either, but let's not have that argument. All right. I won that. I got an earful from you yesterday. You were very upset with Mr. Constantino on the radio yesterday.
Well, I did try and call in, but I couldn't get through. He was in quite a long spiel there. But I have to say, Bill, you've got a real buddy there. The conclusion was your show is the best, and you're pals, and he will come on anytime you want.
Listen. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. The first time he came on, there was a huge fight. The second time he came on, he said, I enjoy fighting with you, to be honest, but I thought we'll keep it civil. The third time he came on, he was playing Mr. Knight. What do you want me to do? I'm not going to campaign for Robert Smullen, Mark. That's for you to do. And I got to tell you, ultimately, he said that Robert Smullen lied. Well, I got to tell you, Robert Smullen came out and said that he didn't shake Constantino's hand because he didn't see him. He made that statement to the newspaper.
Yeah, I think the Times Union.
A week later, he's come out and he's changed his story and said, I didn't shake his hand because he made a threat to me. He threatened me. Then we find out the threat is that he's threatening to sue him. Okay? Now, I got to tell you, I'm not going to argue with Constantino that at the very least, Robert Smullen has told a couple of fibs, Mark. So what do you want me to do? Fight with the guy? What am I supposed to do?
Well, you think Constantino has been straight down the
Not my job. Not my job. We called him on those issues, and we asked him. And it's up to the voter then to, you're a former reporter. You ask the question. Yes. You put the person on the record. And believe me, Constantino has made his own bed. I don't need to. But at this point in the campaign, these candidates got to be able to stand on their own. And I'm sorry. We called. We asked him. He gave his answers. It's now up to the voter to make the decision. I'm not going to fight with him.
I'm not arguing with you about that, Bill, but I think the new and improved Constantino that you're seeing is the result of a lot of hard work by a lot of paid people who are grooming him and schooling him.
I completely agree.
Strategy going into the final days here is he's Mr. Nice Guy. He's everybody's friend. Well, he wanted to shake Bob's hand because...
From the WB Payne Insurance Studio, your news talk leader since 1925. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM now, the latest from Fox News.
Closing in on a deal? Gianna Gelosi, Fox News. President Trump is keeping a positive mind over negotiations with Iran despite the recent strikes between the two countries over the last couple days. Fox's Griff Jenkins at the White House.
Despite Iranian reports that peace talks have ceased, President Trump says Tehran has not left the negotiating table and a deal could soon come. The president also says Iran has agreed to one of his red lines. Iran has long maintained its nuclear program is for civilian purposes only, a claim heavily disputed by Iran's enriching uranium to 60%, with questions remaining over what will happen to the so-called nuclear dust. The world's leading nuclear watchdog issued a warning over the dangers posed by Iran's inventory of near bomb-grade uranium. Talks have also been challenged by Israel's increased fighting in Lebanon.
And 4 House Republicans joined every Democrat voting to limit President Trump's Iran war powers. Meantime, the Senate appears to be on track to begin the process of funding CBP and ICE without any Democratic votes needed. It comes after DHS Secretary Markwayne Mullin issued a warning to protesters at a New Jersey ICE facility.
If sanctuary cities don't play ball, he's open to pulling CBP customs agents from their airports. By the way, he also pushed back on Democrats who claim DHS attacked ICE protesters at that facility over in New Jersey. Meantime, Democrats repeated their calls to not only abolish ICE, but to dismantle DHS as well. The upper chamber slated to kick off a marathon session that Republicans hope will end in the passage of some $70 billion in funding for ICE and CBP over the next 3 years.
And that's Fox's Kevin Corke in Washington. Republican lawmakers appear to have cleared 2 major hurdles, dropping the DOJ's controversial anti-weaponization fund and removing funding for security related to President Trump's White House ballroom. America's listening to Fox News.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
The president made a big announcement when it comes to Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche.
I'm instructing Dan and everybody else that's involved in that very complicated process, which is going to go, I think, very quickly, that we are going to make him permanent Attorney General.
The president praising Blanche for taking after Pam Bondi's firing in April. Trump is expected to make his formal nomination sometime later today. Meantime, President Trump defends a Justice Department compensation fund that was scrapped amid bipartisan opposition. Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House.
Even though Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche says the Justice Department is not moving forward with a near $1.8 billion anti-weaponization fund, President Trump is not committing to a permanent end of the program.
The weaponization fund, as far as I'm concerned, was a beautiful thing.
The president says he believes many Americans do deserve compensation, including those prosecuted after the January 6th Capitol riot.
These are people that are great people that were destroyed. Their families have been destroyed. Many suicides.
But the compensation fund faced near immediate backlash from lawmakers, including from several Republicans in Congress. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
Votes are still being counted in California, leaving a pair of key primary races up in the air.
The latest numbers from the Associated Press show Hilton with about 28% of the vote. Democrat Javier Becerra is in second place at nearly 26%, and fellow Democrat Tom Steyer is in third place with roughly 20%. But millions of votes still need to be counted, which, of course, could change the results. And part of the delay is because so many people in California vote by mail, and those ballots, of course, take longer to receive, verify, and count. Hilton is frustrated. So the uncounted ballots could lean Democratic, but Hilton thinks he'll maintain his lead because people are hungry for change.
And that's Fox's Madeline Rivera. Only Karen Bass, the incumbent mayor, has secured a spot in a November runoff election. I'm Gianna Gelosi. This is Fox News.
We have sunshine, 56 degrees. Good morning. I'm Jeff Manaski, WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM News Time. 8:05, this news update brought to you by Clinton Tractor, the leader in service. Visit clintontractor.net. The Utica City School District Board of Education has placed Superintendent Christopher Spence on leave. Now, the board has appointed Dr. Kathleen Davis as acting superintendent. It's believed that Spence requested to be placed on leave through July 31st. He is nearing the end of his second year of a 3-year contract and was recently seen at an event at the district honoring 2 local students who helped save a girl's life at a board meeting.
By the way, we've reached out to Board President Opeka, who says he cannot talk.
An inmate at the Oneida County Correctional Facility finds himself in even more trouble. It's alleged that 43-year-old Jason Johnston attacked a corrections officer at the jail. The assault happened after Johnston was ordered to secure his cell. He was also involved in a fight with another inmate back in April. Mayor Michael Galimi in the city of Utica says a new facade improvement program is available for businesses in specific parts of the city. It'll be up to $20,000 in grant funds available for businesses that are interested in making improvements like new signage, lighting, or new windows and doors. Applications for the first round of funding are due to the city's Department of Urban and Economic Development by Friday, July 10th. The grant requires that businesses pledge at least 25% of the grant's value with their own funding. A free concert series in the city of Rome is coming back later this month. The Gigs on the Green show begins June 17th, runs through mid-September. It's at the new Griffo Green on North Washington Street in the city. Among the featured performers, Ryan Quinn, Isaac French, Showtime, and Last Left. No cost to attend the shows. There are beverages and family activities available as well. And you are encouraged to bring your own lawn chair.
Where is the Griffo Green?
That's a good question. That's what I was saying. We haven't talked to the senator about this. And Bill, it's the last day of the legislative session in Albany. Fewer than 400 bills have been passed in both houses so far, which is less than the 850 passed last year. Once session ends, lawmakers will focus on their respective primary contests before voters head to the polls later this month. The next legislative session will not begin until January of next year. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM News Time, 8:08.
All right, real good run here, but all good things, as you know, must come to an end. So cliche, but it's true. Just in time for the weekend, though. Clear and a comfortable morning, sunny and comfortable this afternoon, mid-80s. Tonight, some clouds down to the upper 50s. Cooler north, sunshine tomorrow, 90. And a few showers and thunderstorms are likely on Saturday. Probably even on Sunday, a few showers around. Middle 80s Saturday, near 80 on Sunday. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stidgick, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Sunshine in 56 at 8:09. Quickly in sports, the Knicks steal Game 1 of the NBA Finals. They beat the Spurs 105-95 after trailing by 14 points, including 13 points in the third quarter. Jalen Brunson led all scorers with 30 points. The Mets get the finale in their series against Seattle, 7-1 the final. Bo Bichette, 4 for 4 with 3 RBIs. The Mets now visit San Diego to take on the Padres. The Yankees have lost the first 2 against the Guardians. They lose to Cleveland 5-4 in the Bronx yesterday. Garrett Cole takes the loss. The Yankees have dropped 3 of their last 4 games. They look to avoid the sweep later this afternoon. The Stanley Cup Final continues tonight. The Carolina Hurricanes hosting the Vegas Golden Knights for Game 2. It's in North Carolina. Vegas stole Game 1, a final of 5-4. Let's see here. Russell Wilson confirming he is retiring from the NFL. He's taking a TV job. It's been reported that the 37-year-old will be an analyst on CBS Sunday's NFL pregame show. Wilson played 14 seasons with the Seahawks, Broncos, Steelers, and most recently the New York Giants. Congratulations to the New Hartford girls softball team. They're in the state tournament now. They picked up a victory yesterday, the final 21-0. Coming up later today, New Hartford and Notre Dame both playing. They're playing in at St. Lawrence University. I believe the schedule I have says they're both set to play at 5 o'clock. So good luck to both of those teams as well. All right, we're going to talk to Mayor Mark Butler. We'll continue our conversation as well. I think Lucia is on the line, And we have a busy hour as well. John Decker coming up at Brophy from the International Boxing Hall of Fame in Canastota. We've got tickets to give away for the big fight night that's happening next Friday. And then, of course, their Boxing Hall of Fame induction weekend will follow that weekend. We'll also talk with Ilion Mayor John Stevens as well. A lot going on there. They've got some grant funding coming in for the electric grid and other things to do. We can also get an update on the water situation there as well.
All right, let's bring in Mark Butler, who, Mark, I was trying to warn you the hard break was coming up, but
okay.
It just takes it from you.
I got the hint from Jeff. You got a busy morning, and I'll clear it up. I think we can all agree that this has hardly been what you would call a traditional campaign. This has been a bare-knuckle brawl. But I just want to say, Mr. Constantino can't change his personality in the last couple of weeks here. It just isn't going to happen. And he has called Bob a pathological liar, a coward. This is a guy, a veteran who was among the first to go into Afghanistan. A coward. I don't think it fits. But I think the thing that really got to Bob was when someone from Constantino's campaign claimed that Bob was using the tragic death of his son as a political front to help his campaign. I think that was just terrible. So,
well, the problem, though, is the way that was presented to us is that Constantino said that about his son. And now, I get it, believe me, but Constantino says he did not, and the person has apologized for it. I understand. But technically, it wasn't Constantino who said that.
Technically, it wasn't, but it was a statement from somebody that was assisting with his campaign. So I think, he doesn't want to take responsibility for all those stickers calling out the police and everything, but he was the head of Sticker Mule, and he has no responsibility for what their business does. I don't buy it. But anyway, I just want to conclude. So, when Constantino comes to shake his hand, the new Mr. Nice Guy Constantino, I do not blame Bob for not jumping because this has not been a traditional campaign. Traditionally, yes, you would shake your opponent's hand at the end of the debate. I didn't hear the debate. Both sides are claiming victory. I wouldn't expect anything else.
Right.
But I just think it was a setup, and there's no news out of the debate, so they jumped on that to make Bob look bad. And I just think it's lousy politics.
Well, I have to say, the day after the debate, we watched that because that moment came out. That was the fact that he wouldn't shake his hand. And, Jeff and I were talking about that and said, I wouldn't shake his hand either. Own it, though. Don't say you didn't see him because it's traditional to shake your opponent's hand at the end anyway.
Right.
And then when you watch the video, he clearly saw him. I wish he would have owned it in the very beginning. He didn't. He now owns it. And when he says, I'm not shaking his hand because of the things he's said, I buy that. I am okay with that.
I agree. I'd have done the same thing. It just Mr. Contino has turned this campaign into, as I said, a bare knuckle brawl. It doesn't reflect well on any of us. It doesn't reflect well on this district. So I'll leave it at that. I know you're.
Now I'll ask you: how in the world does President Trump endorse this guy?
President Trump endorsed Constantino? I didn't know that. He can't say a sentence without mentioning the word Trump 3 times. His whole agenda is very clear. I'll do whatever Trump tells me. I don't know if that's the way to run a campaign. Maybe Sticker Mule should put out some stickers that say that. I'll do whatever he says. I mean,
okay, I like that sticker, yeah.
Well, the funny thing, the funny thing about Sticker Mule and the point Constantino, I think, made on those anti-cop stickers and pro, LGBTQ was that essentially, Mark, you could go on and you can design and create your own sticker. So you can get one that says, Constantino only does what Trump tells him, and you can buy it.
You could actually buy that sticker, yeah.
You can create it and buy it.
And apparently he wouldn't catch it. because he says that they don't always catch these things.
Right.
So it would just automatically print. You could print anything.
So anything that makes you a buck, that's fine.
Well, that's not the point. The point that he's making, but
I'm just saying, if you want those stickers, I mean, you can even do a sticker design and then go to like Howard Potter or what's the place down the road here, and then you can get some T-shirts made as well.
But I would say if I took it to Howard Potter and the sticker came out, he takes some responsibility for producing that.
Right, but it looks like what I'm not, believe me, not trying to defend Constantino, but it looks like he has a more automated system where it's on a larger scale. Still, though, you got to be thinking about that. If you're printing things that are anti-Semitic or who knows what,
right?
That's a flaw in your business model. I think that needs to be corrected. But at the end of the day, though, Mark, I just ask you, as someone who I know supports Robert Smullen, and I have said if I were voting in this race, I would vote for Smullen. I have said that on the air. But I just ask you, President Trump has endorsed several during this primary season, and every single one has been a victor. Does that worry you?
Yeah. Well, we talked about that before, but a lot of those that he endorsed were opposing incumbents that Trump had a kerfuffle with. That's just the way he operates. If you oppose me, I'm going to get rid of you. And again, another lie. Constantino said Bob hates Trump. That's just simply not true. I think Bob will be a loyal Republican and do what he needs to do when he gets elected. But you just say these things without any backing it up, and I just think it's wrong.
Yeah.
So you criticize Constantino. He's going to do whatever Trump tells him. And then your defense of Smullen is he'll be a loyal Republican
and do whatever Trump tells him.
I'm saying when he wins election, he is not going to, attack Trump or be anti-Trump because he endorsed his opponent. I think that'll all go by the wayside.
All right, Mark, we appreciate it. I just, listen, it's to the point where we're at a point now where when I do these interviews, we're at the non-contention part here for the most part, and I'm not gonna. As much as you want me to fight with him, I'm not on the campaign here, and nor would I be for any candidate on the radio. It takes someone like you to call in and say. Call BS on this. I mean, we even questioned his boxing thing because we had some belief that maybe he paid to have these fights in Mexico and that it wasn't legitimate like he was presenting it to be. And he had an answer for those things.
His answer is his answer.
And then it just takes for the voter at that point to the answer's on the record. It's up to the voter to determine: do I buy this crap or is it? Or do I call BS?
You have articulated it very well, Bill. Crap.
Okay.
What it all is.
Thank you. I'm good at that. Yeah.
And they're trying to remake his personality.
There's no doubt.
I agree with that.
There's
no doubt.
He comes on, he'll come with candy and flowers for you.
Well, I hope it's chocolate.
Mr. Keeler, he's calling him.
Behind the clouds. Yeah, Mr. Keeler. Sun will come out from behind the clouds, and the birds will be singing, and you guys will walk down Genesee arm in arm.
Well, I'm sorry you're bothered by my performance, but it is what it is.
No, I'm not bothered. I'm just jabbing you a little. I know you've got a job to do, and I think I have no objection. It's to your end of the interview. I just I can't believe a word that comes out of this guy's mouth.
You'll enjoy our next caller who's calling in unexpectedly here. I'll ask you to listen. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, Mark. We appreciate it. Let's bring in former state senator Ray Meyer, who's calling in here this morning. Ray, good morning, and thanks so much for calling in.
Oh well, thanks for taking my call. Say, listen, Mark's right. Clearly, somebody like Roger Stone sent Anthony to charm school for a while.
Yeah.
But here's the point I want to make, and this has to do with the overall health of the Republican Party. Very good, decent people like Bob Smullen created Anthony, and I'll tell you how they did it. They did it by refusing to be critical of Trump, refusing to call him out on his lies, on his abuses of power. For example, yesterday, when his people had to withdraw this ridiculous slush fund, he was asked by the media, Trump was asked by the media yesterday, well, is that gone? And he said, well, you have to ask the lawyers. I didn't create that. I had nothing to do with it. Baloney. And so what people like Bob have done, and as I say, Bob Smullen is an honorable, decent man.
Yeah.
However, people like Bob in our party have created a permission structure for people like Anthony, who what Anthony's doing is he's Trump mini-me.
He absolutely is.
He's trying to mimic his hero with the insults, the distortion, calling people names, being a bully, calling some 82-year-old woman because she had the temerity to have an opinion.
Right.
What I just described is the kind of stuff that Trump did. And until people in the Republican Party are willing to face up to the fact that Trump is a bully and a liar and an abuser of power, this is going to continue. And look what Trump does, by the way. If you are insufficiently loyal, he destroys you.
Yeah.
Ask John Cornyn how sucking up to Donald Trump worked out for him. For that matter, ask Pam Bondi how that worked out for her.
The list is,
well, if you're not good enough at sucking up, he gets rid of you. See, that's what's happened to this party. It's truly, I joined the party of Lincoln and Ronald Reagan. Those people had principles. The party doesn't have principles now. They have loyalty to one man.
Doesn't it? Can I ask you? We saw yesterday in the House where 4 Republicans voted to limit war powers, but some of those Republicans are only doing it now after they are out of Trump's favor and no longer have to run for re-election. To me, this should happen while you're there. You should be standing up for what you believe in, if that's what you believe in. But you know what? 6 months ago, they wouldn't have voted that way.
Well, I think that's exactly right. And some people might rightfully say that I can afford to have and to express the opinions I have now because
right.
I haven't run for office in 20 years. However, I will tell you, I remember the day I had to walk into Joe Bruno's office and tell him I was going to vote against the budget. And he wasn't happy, shall we say.
Yeah.
But sometimes, look, I'm not saying that a Republican congressman who plans to stay around has to dig in and fight Trump at every step. You pick your fights and you do it intelligently. But this business of rolling over and dying every time he snaps his fingers, no matter how ridiculous what he wants is or how patently illegal it is, that is going to destroy the Republican Party. Because what's going to happen to some of these extremists who are winning these primaries, and based on Trump's track record, Anthony may very well win the primary.
Right.
They're going to be defeated in the general election when people who are not Trump lemmings, independent, moderate Republicans, Democrats, get a chance to have a say in this. This is not good for the party, and we're going to, as Republicans, this party is going to reap the whirlwind of Trump.
Ray Meyer, I appreciate you calling in, and I want to assure you, assure Mark Butler, I did not. I knew Mark was going to call in at some point. I did not know you were calling in, and we do appreciate it.
No, well, thank you, and look, hey Mark, No offense, buddy, but that's the way. You and I have discussed this, Mark, and you know how I feel, and I know how you do. So there you have it. Thanks, Bill.
All right.
Appreciate it a lot.
Ray Meyer, thank you.
Take care.
We'll take a quick break. Much more to get to. As Manaski said, a busy hour. We'll end it with John Decker, Chief White House Correspondent with Cray TV. He's in the room when a lot of this stuff is going on. We'll get to all of that coming up, along with Boxing Hall of Fame weekend on WIBX.
Brought to you by Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, and online at tallmanstire.com.
Tallman's Tire and Auto Service, family owned and operated since 1980. Tallman's is proud to provide trusted professional auto care to our community. From brake repairs and New York State inspections to check engine light diagnostic to four-wheel alignments, Tallman's Tire and Auto Service accept all aftermarket warranties, and they specialize in fleet vehicles, accepting all fleet maintenance programs. When your vehicle needs attention, you can count on them to get you back on the road quickly and safely. Save time and money. Schedule your appointment today at tallmanstire.com.
Here's the perfect date. Head to Valley View Golf Course on the Parkway. Then after a great round of golf, visit Tito's Tavern at Valley View, your go-to spot for casual bites, cold drinks, and wall-to-wall sports action. Why not stay for dinner? Roman's at Valley View is classic Italian-American cuisine with a modern twist, all in an elevated dining room with stunning panoramic views. Perfect for date night, celebrations, or just treating yourself. Valley View, one incredible location where Utica comes to dine, relax, and play a round of golf with family and friends.
Hey, Utica and the Mohawk Valley, could you use some extra cash for summer? Do you need a new bed? Come to upstate New York's largest specialty bedding retailer, Mattress Express. Get a $300 prepaid Visa card on Simmons Beauty Rest Black King and Queen sets and Tempur-Pedic King and Queen sets. How about a $1,000 prepaid Visa card on the Smart Bed by Instant Comfort? That's the bed that gets soft and firm on each side with the touch of a button. The Flex Set option in King or Queen and a 25-year industry-leading warranty. How would you pay for it? How about no money down with up to 5 years to pay for qualified buyers? No credit check payment plans available every day. How about a massage chair? Get a $500 prepaid Visa card on a massage chair. Stores in New Hartford on Commercial Drive, in Rome on Black River Boulevard. That's right, in Oneida and the Glenwood Plaza by the movie theater. Go to mattressexpressny.com. Call 1-800-NEW-BEDS.
Little Falls Lumber has everything you need for home improvement season. They're fully stocked with secondary grade metal in all colors. Available in 12-foot lengths and affordable solutions for sheds, garages, and roof repairs. Tired of digging through warped boards at the big box stores? At Little Falls Lumber, you'll find only premium grade lumber, hand-selected for quality. They also carry roofing, siding, windows, doors, and much more. Visit Little Falls Lumber in Little Falls in Syracuse. Call 315-823-2470 or go to littlefallslumber.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. At ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Hello, I'm Oneida County Executive Anthony Picenti. This year marks the 250th birthday of the United States, and we've assembled a special commission to help organize events across our community. In the months ahead, we'll highlight why this is such a historic time for our region. From the signing of the Declaration of Independence to the turning point of the Revolutionary War, the Battle of Oriskany. You'll learn about the people, events, and local impact that shaped our nation. Our goal is simple, to help you love the history where you live, right here in Oneida County.
Celebrating 100 years. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
As we mentioned, a lot of things going on this weekend. From out at Saratoga to here with the Special Olympics. High school sports is reaching the state tournament portion of both. I think New Hartford. Who else is in? New Hartford boys and girls are still in.
Yes.
And
Notre Dame and Oriskany.
So there's still a lot of action there. We mentioned Little League championships are all getting underway, so there are so many different things happening. And next weekend, the action continues with the Boxing Hall of Fame in Canastota. And, of course, everything going on out of the Turning Stone with Fight Night happening. 2 title fights beginning at 6 p.m. on July 12th at the Turning Stone Resort and Casino. On the line right now is the head of the Boxing Hall of Fame, Ed Brophy. Ed, good morning. Thank you so much for coming on.
It's always great to be with your audience, which is our audience. It's always great, especially around this time of the year, going into the Hall of Fame weekend when Central New York shines bright and it echoes boxing around the world.
I got to tell you, since last year having Sidney Sweeney in, it's a wonder you even took Davey's call because he was there. He was just in awe. But I got to tell you, the interview we had the other day with Christy Martin was really awesome. I mean, to have her involved in this is really special.
Yeah, it's exciting. With Christy Martin now being a promoter for a handful of years, and she's really worked her way up as one of the top promoters, and now to have her at Turning Stone promoting one of her fights, it really adds an extra special touch to the whole fight night at Turning Stone.
And then, of course, your Grand Marshal this year is just legend status in Sugar Ray Leonard.
Yeah. If you talk about legends in sports, all sports, you got to put Sugar Ray Leonard up there in the top. He's just, legendary. He's been to Canastota several times, inducted in Hall of Fame. He loves the village of Canastota, boxing's hometown. And, of course, he'll be at the fights as we salute the 76 Olympic team throughout the weekend, but also Friday night at the fights, the people that are going to Turning Stone for the fights will see Sugar Ray Leonard along with a great fight card, and, of course, Christy Martin promoting it. It's going to be a great fight night, but a whole Hall of Fame weekend. But as the Grand Marshal and the 76 Olympic team for the 50th anniversary coming down the parade route on Sunday at 12 noon, Sugar Ray Leonard, the 76 Olympic team, all the world champions in town, 20 marching bands, a lot of organizations, one of the biggest parades of Central New York or New York State, and it starts at 12 noon on Sunday, June 14th. We're excited about that.
Yeah, and I got to say, Sugar Ray, as long as we're talking about Sugar Ray Leonard, what a great ambassador for the sport.
Yes. You talk about certain sports have certain ambassadors that they just, from their career all the way through, something about them represents the sport. They speak well about it. People look up to him about it, and he is one of the great ones for boxing, a great ambassador, always tip-top shape, always saying the right things, believing in the right things. He believes in the history of boxing, and a great ambassador, and we're so happy to have him come down that parade route as the Grand Marshal.
We begin with the parade, and then really begin Friday night at the Turning Stone with Fight Night, and then of course the parade leading up to Sunday's induction ceremony, which will be, I believe, 2:30. And then talk about the inductions.
Yeah. Well, the induction ceremony, that's going to be another great one. It's at Turning Stone in the showroom, and tickets are available at the Hall of Fame for those kind of tickets and other tickets. You can call the Hall of Fame, and there's a lot of free events. But Triple G, one of the great middleweights of modern time, is going in, and very popular. He had his first USA fight introduced at Turning Stone with a great fight, and then from there he went right to the top. So he's anxious to be back. And Nigel Benn from England, Antonio Tarver, one of the great popular fighters. And then we have our female fighters from Japan and also Mexico, and we have other non-participants. It's a great class of inductees, but a lot of returning Hall of Famers with them. So it's going to be great. From Mexico, Barrera, Morales, all the great champions, Vinny Pazienza. So it's a long list of great champions, as always, for Hall of Fame weekend, all weekend long, not only at the night events, but during the day on the museum grounds, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, ringside talks, there's food trucks, there's autograph tents. So just visiting the museum grounds any of those days is just an excitement. You'll walk into Sugar Ray Leonard, you'll walk into Michael Spinks, it's fantastic all week long. But of course, the night events with the Friday night fights and our big banquet on Saturday night. Turning Stone does a great job. Serves 1,000 people in the event center for the dinner. Great meal, great night, and what an action-packed head table that is. 40 long of celebrities and some highlights and some speeches. It's a great banquet of champions.
I got to say, what an amazing partner Turning Stone has turned out to be for the Boxing Hall of Fame.
Well, Turning Stone's always been a great partner from the beginning when they first started the casino, and our relationship with the Oneida Indian Nation has always been a strong one from the very beginning. As a matter of fact, the very beginning, when Turning Stone was being built, we brought the celebrities down in the bus, and Ray Alberter was showing the celebrities what was happening. The steel beams, contractors were working, and he was saying, this is where the site of the casino is going to be, and we're going to host boxing and other events. And a year later, we brought the celebrities back, and there it was. So our relationship goes way back with the Oneida Indian Nation, and Turning Stone Casino does a great job. Their event department from top to bottom. What a great relationship. And in boxing, a couple of things in boxing that you think about. Small town, blue-collar community, the rough, tough little town that brings up the champions all over America, all over the world. They have small-town feeling. And then casinos have always been a marriage to boxing. Big-time fights. So for Hall of Fame weekend, you got the combination of small-town, blue-collar community, a lot of volunteers, and you get the glitter of the casino right down the road. You blend it together, it's boxing.
It is, and it's just perfect. All right, this is all beginning with events happening Thursday, starting Thursday of next week. Go to the International Boxing Hall of Fame website for all the details. Ed, anything else you want people to know?
Well, we want to thank a lot of the volunteers. We have over 200 volunteers and community organizations, and everybody plays a part. It really adds that small Americana feeling for the fans, the celebrities. And fans are coming from 8 different countries, nearly 40 different states. And it's really when boxing is going to shine bright around the world. Boxing is international. So Canastota is going to shine bright around the world. And along with Turning Stone Casino, we want to thank all of our volunteers, community organizations, and Turning Stone Casino.
All right. Ed Brophy, as always, we appreciate it. Glad to see things are still going really stronger than ever now in Canastota. Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you so much for being on.
All right, Ed. Ed Brophy with the International Boxing Hall of Fame. That is all going on next weekend with some, and it's really like kind of baseball when you're walking through Canastota or walking over the weekend through next weekend through the Turning Stone. You just don't know who you're going to run into.
Yeah,
or maybe be sitting at a table next to.
Absolutely. Yeah, you can just bump into people who were legendary fighters and would have been almost impossible to meet them in their prime, and you just kind of walk into them. That actually happened with, why can't I think of his name? Smitty, what was the movie? The fighter he was like from, I think, the Boston area.
Mickey Ward.
Mickey Ward. Dickie Eklund was his brother. And actually, Ray, who used to do Sports Watch with me, we were out there at Canastota, and we're walking by this one tent, and we literally come around the corner, and there's both of them just standing there.
Yeah.
And we're like, hey,
yeah,
how you doing? And what's up, guys? What's going on? What do you want, an autograph? What's going on? We were trying to actually track him down for an interview.
Yeah.
And, it's a really, really cool thing.
Pretty wild.
Well, when they used to stay at the Days Inn across from the Boxing Hall of Fame there, right on in the village, there's McDonald's, Dunkin' Donuts, and the Days Inn. Most of the boxers used to stay there. People used to stay right there and camp out and get their autographs as soon as they come across the Boxing Hall of Fame grounds. But now they stay at Turning Stone, so most of them go out. If you're an autograph memorabilia like me, they go to Turning Stone or they go to Boxing Hall of Fame. But Ed's right; they do come right up to you on the grounds.
Yeah.
Of course, I don't know who the older gentlemen, the boxers are, so I have to ask.
Well, you don't know. Some of them could be a boxer,
or a
some
referee,
could be,
or a promoter, or a broadcaster,
or a doctor. Right? You'd have the doctors that come in and do the cuts. I mean,
or a writer.
And for the longest time, you just see the same ones always come in for these big fights. You'll see writers and announcers and boxers, and the list goes on. And I think the tie-in with a casino and having title fights Friday night there, all of that is enormous, and it just all fits in with boxing.
So real quick, I know we're running behind, but I just want to make one point. Real honor last year for me to meet Jim Lampley, who did ABC Wide World of Sports Boxing. he was just walking around, and you know how I love being broadcasters and hearing the old stories. I got to actually sit and talk to Jim Lampley for like
That's
7
cool.
minutes
Yeah.
about the old wide world of sports and HBO boxing. It was an honor, and plus I got my picture taken, and plus I got an autograph.
Yeah, today I swear, you talk to somebody that's in their 20s, they'd have no idea about that skiing part of the Open of the wide world of sports. The agony of defeat. That was just legendary. Okay, Davey, we'll bring in the mayor. Falcon Clinic, Washington Mills. Is there another mayor going to be yelling at me today?
I don't think so.
You don't? Okay.
Mayor Stevens looked like he was in a good mood.
All right, that's good. That's good. I'm glad we got him. He's in a good mood. Oh, boy. Dr. Cheryl Mattern at the Falcon Clinic has been an enormous addition. Of course, now they're accepting new patients. And if you're in need of a new family doctor, need of a second opinion, you name it, the Falcon Clinic is there. It is the area's premier osteopathic medical clinic. Call today and schedule an appointment at 315-507-4751. It is the Falcon Clinic. And River Hills Properties. This past winter was a doozy. Maybe you're considering just even talking about the possibility of maybe being here for the summer and down in sunny Sarasota for the winter months. River Hills can help there. They have a full list of agents on duty and ready to serve in Sarasota, Florida, as well as here. River Hills Properties with offices in Barneveld, in Little Falls, in Newport, and now in Rome. Go to their website, rhpcells.com, or call them at 315-896-1009. Whether it's here or in sunny Florida, River Hills Properties has you covered, never using the lockbox. The lockbox, your listing agent, is there every time the property is shown. 315-896-1009. The Mayor of Ilion, John Stevens, next on WIBX.
Hello, Oneida and Herkimer County Republicans. I'm Charles Potter, your candidate for the 118th Assembly District. I would be honored to earn your support on June 23rd. With 14 years of dedicated service as a county supervisor and the only candidate endorsed by the New York State Conservative Party, experience matters. Please vote for Charles Potter on June 23rd. Early voting starts on June 13th. Paid for by Friends of Charles Potter.
Step away from the screen and into something real at the 2026 Glimmerglass Festival, where summer comes alive with the finest in opera and musical theater just minutes from Cooperstown.
The Glimmerglass Festival is a world-class summer celebration of the arts overlooking beautiful Otsego Lake, making it an easy day trip from anywhere in the Mohawk Valley.
This year's festival runs July 10th through August 17th and includes Puccini's masterpiece, Madame Butterfly, Rodgers and Hammerstein's groundbreaking Oklahoma, a new English translation of Mozart's Così, and Fellow Travelers, a story of forbidden love and political intrigue.
The Glimmerglass Festival, no filters, no algorithms, just unforgettable performances and a perfect summer's day by the lake with world-class opera and musical theater, just a short drive from anywhere in the Mohawk Valley.
Experience live music, live voices, and live storytelling. No scrolling required. Visit glimmerglass.org to purchase tickets and learn more. Then put down the phone, close the laptop, and join us for real connections at the festival.
At Community Memorial, we're committed to your good health, and we're proud to offer primary care service that's close by, with 6 family health centers throughout the area. Maybe you don't have a primary care doctor right now. Call us, and definitely call if you're managing a long-term condition and you're not getting the personal attention and support you need. We're here and we're ready to help, offering compassionate care, guidance, and support for patients of all ages. And at Community Memorial, we're one big team, so you'll have fast access to additional services and specialists when needed. That's first-class community health care, right in your backyard. We have family health centers close to you in Cazenovia, Hamilton, Waterville, Morrisville, Munnsville, and Sherrill. And we're welcoming new patients throughout the area. For a better primary care experience, choose a team that's highly rated for patient satisfaction. Choose Community Memorial and get better.
Brought to you by Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, and online at tallmanstire.com.
Celebrating
Keeler in the morning
100
invites you to
years.
connect with us.
This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
You know, I used to think of this much differently, and it's not easy. Let's not fool ourselves. The petition process to run for office is not necessarily simple, but it's a part of the process. But nor is, I say, the petition process is not simple. It's not easy, but nor is running a municipality.
Yeah, governing.
And you have to be able to show. I used to be very against it, thinking we should make it as easy as possible, which I do think it should be easy and it should be something that is obtainable for everyone. But when you get into office, you're going to have to manage people. You're going to have to bring people together. You're going to have to accomplish things. And your first stop when it comes to accomplishing something is gathering the people to be able to get the petitions to be actually on the ballot. And I bring this up now. I bring this up now because we have in studio Mayor John Stevens, and your opponent has been knocked off the ballot and is running a write-in campaign.
I believe that's what he's doing. I know that this happened last time, and to be perfectly wide open about this.
This was a small mistake. You did not put what office they were signing for.
Right. Every petition requires you to put the position you're seeking, but it also requires you to, with that, put the municipality with that position.
Right,
so it should say Village of Ilion Mayor, not just Mayor. I didn't make that rule or law or whatever. I just follow it. And it's very specific. And the people, I understand that people are upset about it, and but they're concentrating on that. Okay, I was taught from the very, very beginning to always file a general objection to petitions from an opponent if you have them.
Yeah,
and I've done that through every single. This would be the 8th campaign I've run. If petitions have been submitted against me, I've always filed a general objection, and people have done that for me as well. Against my petitions. That's how this works. And unfortunately or unfortunately, only the last 2 campaigns that I've run have I found errors that required specific objections being filed after that, and I did that. Now, the people out there are concentrating on the mayor thing, but there was more than that I filed. It's just when that was the very first one, the Board of Elections said, okay, we don't have to go any further.
Right.
But there was also signatures from people that weren't registered voters, and things like that. That's just, to me, that's ridiculous.
Listen, I do enjoy watching someone challenge a petition, and this happens in the Utica area.
It should.
Challenge positions, and then when someone they support petitions are challenged and gets knocked off of the ballot, they're like, "This is un-American. It's not. Yeah. This is not democracy."
I'm a coward.
Right. The fact is, everybody does it. These are the rules. Or
you should.
and if you can't accomplish something like that, how are you going to accomplish?
Now, this is the
office?
first time that my petitions haven't been challenged.
Okay,
I'll be honest with you there. And again, Bill, to that, the Democrat Party doesn't do petitions. They caucus and they put up a slate.
Right.
So I've had Democrat opponents where I couldn't challenge anything because there's nothing to challenge.
Yeah. You just received a pretty one of the big parts about moving to Ilion. If people move to Ilion, is you have municipal electricity.
Correct.
And
it's one of our biggest economic drivers.
it will not be an economic driver, though, if you don't keep the system up to par.
Correct.
And right now, that's what this grant is about, right?
Yeah, we just received 1.17, a little over that, NYSERDA, New York State Energy Redevelopment. I can't remember what the whole acronym stands for. Grant that we applied for almost 2 years ago. And as most people know, if you're involved at any application level, takes time.
Sure.
And we were awarded that. That's going to improve our infrastructure at both of our substations. Between our big substation and our small substation, there's a lot of congestion. There's a lot of outdated infrastructure. Going back to, you might know what I'm talking about, those porcelain, you see those porcelain round
On the top
on the top of
utility
the poles.
Yeah.
Well, we have 2 utility poles, maybe 3 outside our smaller substation that are just absolutely full. So this is going to take that and alleviate that. They're going to put new poles in. They're going to run underground. In our, I give all the credit in the world to, unfortunately, our former working foreman, Phil Wynot, who tragically passed away last year. He started this process. And then our new foreman, Drew Arkema, he finished this.
Yeah.
And we were successful.
You know, I hate to say, I'm not being critical. I'm just saying that if you don't continue to update and improve your infrastructure, you end up with a water problem like
we had.
Like you have.
Yeah. And we're, for people out there that continue to ask, well, how come you're not using this grant for water or streets? Because grants are specific, folks.
Yeah. Right.
When you write a grant, you have to put down what you're going to use it for. When we're awarded that, I don't know of any grants that are just use them as you see fit. And they don't bring in a bag of money and throw it on the table. Our whole board has been accused of taking grant funding, and we're on the take, and I don't know how that happens.
Well, I just think that's a smart move. The one huge attribute you have is that low-cost electric.
Yeah.
And, keep that system up. I think
we have to.
Very important.
And we invest in that annually, but this is just a huge boost. This is it might not have been a complete home run, but it's at least a triple.
Yeah.
You also made some headway, I guess, with selling now the Dufold building?
Yeah, we just yesterday I put out a press release. The LaHinch Group is the developer that we've had a purchase agreement in waiting for that property. And again, they applied for brownfield cleanup assistance, and they were waiting for that piece of the puzzle to come in. It came in earlier this week, said you're in the program. We'll get you the specifics as soon as possible. But in speaking with a gentleman named Joe Gem, I don't know if he's their CEO or not, but he's the guy I've been dealing with this.
What is their plan for the property?
It's changed. Their plan was very, very nice. They were going to put when all 4 buildings were still there, they were going to do loft apartments and commercial and multi-use. Yeah. As we all know, we had to take 2 of those buildings down for safety reasons. They started falling down themselves. So I know that's changed a little bit of direction, but I believe there's still going to be housing, and they still want to develop some sort of multi-use.
Not a lot of people realize this, but Ilion is pretty much landlocked now. You have the Remington.
We absolutely are landlocked. That's except for those 2,
the Dufold spot, and now
Remington is 34 plus or minus acres, and Dufold's 12.
I mean, Remington gives you a lot of potential, but.
Yeah.
But
we don't own it.
That ain't easy. Yeah, and you don't.
And we own Dufold until we've made a purchase agreement. We're going to sell it.
At one time, there was thought there would be a grocery store over there. And,
we can only cross our fingers and hope.
Yeah.
We've been fighting for a grocery store since Great American left.
Although Aldi is a big.
They are. Oh gosh, yeah. They do very well there. Look, things are happening. That's why I chose to stay in the race. We've got things that are going on. We got things we need to see. At minimum, a shovel in the ground to start moving forward. And I believe we're going in the right direction.
And as for the water,
we're in the final phase. We just actually awarded the contract for the final phase of work up at the water plant. I think I mentioned this before. We're going with a green sand filtration style thing that'll eliminate the discoloration from the wells. As far as hardness goes, I don't think there's anything we can ever do for our water hardness. That's just down through the valley. Everybody's got that same issue.
Right. That's why you get a.
That's why we get that
softener.
scaly white on your faucets, but you put a softener in your house. And you're good to go.
All right. All good stuff. Anything else you want people to know?
Nope. Election day, June 16th, Tuesday. Noon to 9 at the municipal building.
Okay. All right. And that is basically statewide, though, right? Those village elections.
Yeah.
So you'll see, I know that Herkimer has a pretty crowded race for mayor.
And the noon to 9 hours are common. I know there were some people out there questioning why we didn't go 6 to 9 or, I got to go to work.
Yeah.
We don't.
Yeah.
That's I guess that's the norm.
Davey, I'm going to take that first. Okay, quickly, and then John Decker. Chuck, you're on the line here. Is this the Chuck Lester from
Chuck Lester?
Good morning.
It is. Hey, Mayor, thanks for getting the thing going. We're Duofold. We tried, didn't get too far with it. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, he's got you now. He's thanking you over Dufold.
Yeah. And quite honestly, I'm glad Chuck called because I would have forgot this. Give that board all the credit in the world for buying that, because if they hadn't purchased that property out of bankruptcy, it would still be sitting there. I've never not given them the credit for that. They deserve all that. Brian Lamica and Chuck and his crew that did that. That was the best way to go.
Are we having a moment here?
We are. Chuck and I have kind of amended things, and we've kind of come to an understanding that I know he's going to bust my chops, but you know what? It is what it is. Chuck and I I've literally known Chuck since the day I was born.
There could be hope for Israel and
Iran
and Gaza, but this, wow.
Well, the reason I called, John, is our grandkids play soccer up in Russell Park. And, you've been up there watching games. The parking is absolutely atrocious.
Yeah.
And I wondered if something could be done with all that vacant land around the water tower. I know there might be some restrictions there or something like that. Or maybe we can get a contractor that grinds roads. They could smooth that out, and that'd give them a place to dump. And then you could have much more parking off the street, which would make it much more accessible if you had to run an emergency vehicle up through there.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Let me look into that. Yeah.
Wow,
the problem, Chuck, is now listen. His idea is great, but that section in front of the water tower is owned by the cemetery, Chuck, not by the village. So we'll have to go that road.
Oh, is it really?
Okay.
Oh yeah.
All right, gentlemen, I'm glad to see you getting along. That's awesome.
Thanks, Chuck.
Chuck, thank you for the call. All right, thanks so much. And I want to congratulate you on grandfatherhood.
Yes, 6 days old. Jackson James, guess what I've affectionately dubbed him? Bo Jackson.
All right,
My daughter's going to hate me for it, but oh well.
Thank you, Mayor. We appreciate
Thanks, guys.
it.
Appreciate it.
Good luck. Enjoy the rest of the week and the weekend. On the line right now is Chief White House Correspondent with Great TV, the one and only John Decker. John, good morning.
Hey, good morning to you, Bill. Hope you're doing well today and having a good week so far.
Well, listen, we're having a moment. We have two political rivals getting along. Could it be something that could spread around the country?
No. Not going to happen.
All right. Sorry. I was thinking wishfully. What are you working on today, John?
Well, I'll be in the Oval Office this afternoon. The president has an event in the Oval Office, and I'm part of the pool, so an opportunity to ask the president some questions. A lot on the president's plate right now. Certainly the war in Iran. Yesterday, the president, he's an optimistic person. He said that there could be an agreement happening as early as this weekend to end the war. I just don't see that happening. I have not heard similar optimism coming from the Iranian side. And then, of course, the president suggesting yesterday that he would name Todd Blanche as the permanent attorney general. Right now, he's the acting attorney general. That would require Senate confirmation, and that could be difficult for Todd Blanche. We shall see what happens there.
Well, especially you have some Republicans that have already spoken out on the issue. That could be a tough hearing. Let me ask you. I know a lot of attention has been paid to Iran, obviously, and there's a nuclear program, but North Korea, of course, is now in the news for that very reason. What are you hearing?
Well, it's an issue that the president certainly focused a lot on in his first term. I traveled with the president the first time that he met with Kim Jong-un. That was in Singapore. But nothing ever of substance came out of his meetings with Kim Jong-un. No commitment to end or curtail its nuclear weapons program. And they are a real threat to the entire region and even, you could argue, to the rest of the world. So that's another thing that's on the president's plate, dealing with North Korea, which doesn't get mentioned all that often.
That is correct. Manaski. I'm sorry. I thought you had something. Nonetheless, there was just recently a story of the coordination that is being handled between Russia and North Korea and the assistance that North Korea has given to Vladimir Putin in his war against Ukraine.
Yeah, that is something that, you and I mentioned from time to time, that Russia does need help in fighting this war. They've gotten help from China, from North Korea, even from Cuba. So Russia clearly is not the superpower that it once was, that it needs to rely on these other countries to fight against Ukraine. And Ukraine has made significant progress on the ground over the course of the past few months.
As I always say, watch these press conferences from the Oval Office. The good questions come from John Decker. John, as always,
Thank you.
We appreciate it. We'll do it again next week. Thank you.
I look forward to it. Bye-bye.
From the WB Payne Insurance Studio, your news talk leader since 1925. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now the latest from Fox News.
Presidential pushback. CJ Pop of Fox News. The fourth time is the charm for the House.
The concurrent resolution is adopted.
Well, voting to clamp down on the president's ability to wage war with Iran. It's largely symbolic, and on Truth Social, the president calls the vote meaningless, bashing the four Republicans, label them bad, joining all the Democrats in the middle of my final negotiations to end the war with the Islamic Republic. Fox's Trey Yanks in Tel Aviv.
The president spoke from the Oval Office on Wednesday about the negotiations with the Islamic Republic of Iran, saying the United States has a very powerful deal they are negotiating. The House of Representatives voted 215 to 208 to pass the War Powers Act resolution that symbolically aims to restrict President Trump from taking additional military action against Iran.
Now, the president can veto the bill if it passes the Senate. There's another ceasefire in place between Israel and the terror group Hezbollah, but the Israelis are still in Lebanon for now.
The ceasefire deal between Israel and Lebanon is dependent on the Iran-aligned militants of Hezbollah halting their attacks. Its renewal was announced by the State Department yesterday. But Israel's Defense Minister, Israel Katz, says troops will remain in the south.